I am live. Heidi ho. Today we're going to talk about how to create very high income, and I define that as $500,000 a year or more. And since this is Sovereign CEO, we're going to only discuss that in terms of a location-independent income. I will talk more about that in a few minutes. I will wait a few minutes for people to file in. Hang on a moment. It's kind of a last-minute thing, so there may not be a lot of people on the live thing. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. All right, here everybody comes. So I'll just chill out for a few minutes. If you can tell, I'm not my usual location. Hang on. Am I going to run out of water? I might do that. Fortunately, I have lots of water. I am in Paraguay because right now Dubai is very caliente. I'm speaking a lot of Spanish. Muy agua, mucho caliente. Muy caliente agua, sí. Anyway, I'm in Paraguay right now in my Paraguayan apartment. I will do a full video on this later for the YouTube channel. If you guys are curious, we're doing the Get Residency in Paraguay service down here. Matter of fact, that starts in about 3 or 4 days. I got here a little early. I'll be here for about just under a month. What else? Hang on a second. Let me make sure the technology is working. If you guys could, excuse me, put a number 2 in the chat that indicates you can both see me and hear me, that would be wonderful. Probably should have done that originally. And I'll chill out for a minute. I see 2s. Awesome. Thank you very much. Cool. We'll get started here in about 2 or 3 minutes. I have a few things to share that I've shared before and a few things I've never shared. I'm kind of mixing them together. I did a presentation similar to this about a year ago when I was in Mexico. I think last time I did this, I was in Mexico. And I'm using some of the same material from that, but I've added to it and I've expanded it because there's also some material that are not on the slides I'm going to show you that I wanted to add because I have been at these income levels now for several years. And every year I learn something new because every year I grow. And I will keep growing financially at a minimum until I'm 54 and I'm 51. So I have 3 more years of growth. So I learn new things literally every year. That's how this works. When you grow and you expand your horizons and you do better things, you learn new stuff. And so there are things I know now I didn't know last year. That's definitely true. There are things I knew last year I did not know the year before. So every year I'm learning new things. And my job here as a content provider is to help you disseminate the things that I learned down to you guys. And the one tricky part about this is, Turner, I am very well. Thank you very much. The one thing about this is that this topic will not apply immediately to most of you. There are a few of you. Matter of fact, let me look at, I already see a few names of a few of you I know, and I know how much money you make. So some of you, this will apply to immediately. Some of you, this will apply to partially right now. Depends on where you are financially in your life. So most of you, I imagine, are not making more than $500,000 a year, but that's the objective. And so I'm going to cover things in this presentation that apply to you if you make that money now and want to make more. I make significantly more than $500,000 a year, but I want to make more. And those of you who don't make that level yet and want to, but we'll talk more about that. I'll answer a few questions while we're shooting the shit here. How do I show? Let's see here. You just started Strategic Coach. Awesome. Do you make $250,000 a year or more? I don't know how much money you make. They won't take you in unless you make that. Or $200,000 a year or more? Cool. Comic is a fun read. You have a bright career as a fantasy writer ahead of you once I retire. Well, thank you. The comic book, if you guys didn't know, if you're subscribed to my Alpha Male 2.0 list, which is a little different than my Sovereign CEO only list, where I have rewritten, I'm in the process of re-updating my book, The Unchained Man. As part of that promotion, we are sending out free issues, the first 5 issues of Black Dragon and Pink Firefly. More on that tomorrow. I'm doing a webinar tomorrow, right? Tomorrow? No. Tomorrow's 4th of July, right? Right? So on Wednesday, I have more detail about that. But I have written, the first 6 issues are done. We've already released the first 2 last year as part of the NFT stuff. And the first 6 are completely done. I'm going to release the first 5 for free to you guys if you're on the Alpha 2.0 list. Or the Alpha 2.0 YouTube channel. I put them up there too as well. Let's see. Issues 7, 8, and 9 are written, and I have everything planned out to issue 20. And I'm using this as a mechanism to sell the Alpha Male 2.0 brand because It's hard to sell a 450-page book because people don't know how to read anymore. So they read comic books. And it gives me an excuse to write fantasy, but it's fantasy with an alpha male 2.0 hidden messaging. It's my version of like Atlas Shrugged. It's not Atlas Shrugged, but it's my version of instead of saying, be like this, I'll show you a character that does it. I'm being subversive. Yeah. All right. What else should we talk about really quick? What time is it? I'll give you a few more minutes. How are we doing on time here? Here we go. Yeah, I'll give you a few more minutes. Do you have food delivery services like the ones in North America and Paraguay? You sure do, but they're all in Spanish. It's called Munches. And so this is Sovereign CEO. I can't talk about sexual stuff. One of my friends down here in Paraguay, I was talking, said, I want a delivery service where they deliver food. Oh yeah, sí. Munches. Okay. So I install Munches on my phone and bring it up, and it's all in Espanol, and there's no English option because this is Paraguay. No one speaks English here. I said, oh, shit. So now I have to use a translation app or one of my friends to like find certain foods for me. What I did is I have an entire drawer of those protein blueberry bars. I brought a whole backpack of them from the United States because that way I keep my diet in check while I'm here. They got some good empanadas here. And they have something here called chipawasu. Fucking awesome. If you like cheese, it's great. So, yeah. Henry Jacob is here of Invest with Henry, trying to go from 2.5 gross to 5 million. Good. That's a good goal. Good. Aside from YouTube, what social media you recommend? I do TikTok, but want to do Twitter, Facebook, other. Well, Henry, you should be on both those. Maybe not Facebook for you. Maybe, I don't know if you appeal to older men, but yeah, you should be on both those, dude. Dude, you should be all over the place. Wherever your niche is, dude. Yeah. So Henry's an example of a guy who did this. Maybe he has some input later when we do Q&A. There's a few of you, I see your names. There's a few of you who are at this level. And really quick, there's a bunch of you who are watching this, who are live with me right now or are watching this recording. There are a bunch of you, it's a percentage of you, it's not all of you, but there's a bunch of you, I know this for a fact, who will get to this level. There are some of you in my audience right now who used to make 40,000, 50,000 or less a few years ago, and now you're at the multi-six-figure level. You're at that now. And so there's a bunch of you who are on this call right now, I keep thinking this is a Zoom call, who are on this live session, either live or you're watching the replay. And I know you will get there in the next few years because I've seen it. I've seen it in my audience over and over and over again. We're going to talk about in more detail how we can help you get there later. We have people in our programs who start out at a certain level and got to 7 figures in 1 year in our programs. We'll talk about that. So anyway, real quick. You know I am low income. I did not know that. But I plan to get to 500K, one Alpha 2 business. Awesome. Good. Excellent. When they join the 500K BA, good. Cool. Love it. What do you think of this niche offer? Which one? Why not make an Unchained Man comic for the younger Gen Z? I did. It's called Black Dragon and Pink Firefly. It's got, violence, and it's got women with big boobs. It appeals to young men, and older men can read it and understand some of the hidden jokes. I field tested that comic book. Movies are flopping left and right this year. Correct. As I've talked about, Hollywood is not designed to earn income anymore. That's not their objective. And people like Bob Iger and other executives have come out and verbally said this. Our objective is not to make money. Our objective is push a political message. We don't care if we lose money. Fuck you if we lose money. I've talked about that in prior. I think I talked about my AMA. This in the 1980s, they couldn't do this because you had individual stockholders. Today, you're owned by like BlackRock and Vanguard, and they don't care. So companies like Disney can fart around and lose hundreds of millions, and no one really screams very loudly. So that's where it goes. ¿Qué tanto español hablas, Caleb? So what I'm doing now is I'm using, finally, some of you have recommended I do this, using Duolingo. So I'm using Duolingo about 10 minutes a day, although not lately, I've been a little busy, been traveling, and that's helped a lot. And now after using that app for a while, I understand how people can understand a language and not speak it. Because I'm able to translate spoken sentences in Spanish, but I couldn't speak them back to you, but I understand them. So I get that. So I'm at that level now where I can understand a lot what people are saying, but I can't speak it other than basic words. Like, muy frío. There's a goddamn AC right above my head, and the other day it was dripping water. So hopefully this will not start dripping water in my head as I do this presentation. We'll find out. And if it does, I'll say, a shower, which is what? How do you say shower? I don't know. I don't fucking know. All right. All right, let's get started here. Your video on high income are fucking great. The podcast and where the A2 model caps out, fucking great. A lot of you asked for that. Cool. But Dean, you're ahead of me. You're on day 70 of Spanish. You're ahead of me, dude. I don't know what day I'm on. What day am I on? Vadim is another guy who makes money. Vadim knows very well. What day am I on here? Let me check really fast. I'm curious. You got the competitive spirit in me going. Hang on. Duolingo. Hang on one moment. Mr. Caleb Jones is getting old. So Mr. Caleb Jones needs fucking, glasses. Hang on. Section 1. I'm on section 1, unit 3. Doesn't say what day I'm on. 141? No, that's not right. I got to use my Scrooge McDuck glasses. Yeah, right. So anyway, you're ahead of me, dude. Good job. Cool. All right, I got to get started here. I will rewind your questions. So the way I do this is that throughout the presentation, you can go and ask your questions. I will go back and rewind the questions. We do the Q&A at the end. Cool. I mean, every once in a while I might pop over and take a look, but I get pretty involved when I do these things. So I'll probably ignore them. Okay. Oh, shit. We're behind schedule. Fuck, I got to get going. Hi, everybody. I'm Caleb Jones. This is Sovereign CEO. And today we're going to talk about how to make very high income. So if you're familiar with my content, I'm just checking the technology. I always get very paranoid. I love it when I'm on Zoom meetings and they're very important. And it's sometimes Zoom meetings of content people have paid for. And I forget to hit record and I go, "Urgh!" So thank God here with StreamYard, I don't have to worry about that. But I just keep checking. Why is it warm here? Hang on a sec. What's going on with my AC? When you're in emerging market countries, you have to be very patient about the infrastructure. Come on, baby. Well, that's better. Okay, coolness. If you know my content, what I typically recommend is an income of at least $85,000 a year, location independent. Location independent means you have to be physically located in any one country or region or city in order to earn your income, because if you are not free. Several years ago, we entered into a political and economic and cultural dark age, and being rooted in one location is extremely dangerous and stupid. You could do that in the 80s. You could do that in the 50s. You can't do that today. That's insane. Even if you like where you live, you need the option of immediately going somewhere else if you need to. The United States just spent $16 trillion on the pandemic. There's a reason I don't live in the U.S. anymore, okay? I mean, they spent $8 trillion on the war in Iraq and got nothing for that either. And that was insanity. They spent double that in the pandemic and got nothing for it. And they already had no money at the beginning. Don't get me started. Anyway, you want $85,000 a year location independent. And that means, by the way, from your own location independent business, that is gross, that is net income before taxes. So your income comes in, expenses go out, you have a net, you haven't paid taxes on it. That number needs to be $85,000 a year. That's approximately $7,000 a month. Okay? We know from numerous happiness studies that if you make that income, you will be happier than if you don't. Now, this presentation, this online training today, we're going to talk about those of you who want to hit way past those numbers. I wanted to hit way past it. I never wanted to make 85,000. 85,000. And there's a bunch of you in that category. I'll say 85,000. Now, here's what's funny in my audience. When I say 85,000, I have two pieces of my audience. One piece goes, $85,000? There's no way I could ever make that. I'm a dumb fuck. I don't know anything. $7,000 a month. There's no way in hell I could ever make that so much money. I'll never fucking do that. Okay, you got those guys. Then you have another set of guys, smaller set, who go 85,000. That's it? Bro, that's lame, bro. I want to do $1 million a year, bro. I want to do $10 million a year, bro. I want to Andrew Tate this bitch, bro. All right. So for you bros, this presentation is for you. I make God knows how many multiples of 85,000. I have to get a calculator out and figure that out. I don't know. Many multiples of that. And I have for a long time. So I certainly make way past $85,000 a year. So if that's an objective you have, this is all about that objective, getting your income to what I call high income, not ultra high income. I have my own wording for these things. I define high income as $500,000 a year and up. When I say and up, I'm really talking maybe $500,000 a year to about what Henry was talking about 2.5 million. At 2.5-ish, you reach another plateau, and you have to make some other changes again. You reach several plateaus. I think I've talked about this before. Maybe I talked about this in my UMS program, but you reach several plateaus. When you hit 100,000, that's a plateau, and you have to make some changes. You hit 120,000, that's another plateau. You got to make some changes. You hit 250,000, about 240,000, that's another plateau. You got to make some changes. 500,000, another one. About 860-ish is another one. 1.1 million is another one. Another one's at 1 point, I would say, 1 point. This is where it gets complicated because it depends, 1.7-ish. Anyway, we're talking about that today. Cool. I'm going to have some slides that I'm going to show you, and I'm also going to cover some things that are not in the slides. This morning at the last minute, what time is it right now? Oh, you know what? This is so funny. I do these things based on Eastern time, right? And for once in my life, I'm in Eastern time right now. So in Paraguay, they're on Paraguayan time, which is similar to Atlantic time. It's 1 past EST, but because the United States has daylight savings, strangely enough, I'm here in the summer, and that means now Paraguay is on EST. Hilarious. So it is 2:16 p.m. EST. I'm never on EST. A lot of you guys are. I never am. Kind of neat. I'm always on like GST, which is Dubai time, or Paraguayan time, or what, Brazilian time, crap like that. What was I saying? I've already forgotten. Anyway, so this morning I decided to add some extra material in here because I learn new things every year, as I mentioned earlier. And as I mentioned earlier, in case you came in a little late, some of these topics may or may not apply to you right this second. Some of them will apply to you right this minute. Some of them will, or else I wouldn't be talking about them. Some of them will apply to you maybe a year or two down the road when you get to certain income levels. Then you have to make these changes. What I don't want to happen to you is what happens to so many people, including myself to a degree, is that you make these income levels, you hit these higher income levels, and then you don't know what to do because you have no mentors. This was my problem. I still somewhat have this problem, not as bad anymore, but where you hit certain income levels, you have no mentors because no one makes that money. Well, now I said no. There are people who make a lot more money than me, and there always will be. But the people, when you get high income levels, the people who make a lot more money than you don't want to talk to you. Like, why do I talk to you? I'm making $1 bazillion a year. Fuck you. So it gets really weird when you hit these higher income levels to get help and to get coaching and things like that. It's easy for you to get coaching. It's kind of difficult for me to get coaching. I finally, 3 or 4 months ago, found a one-on-one coach for me who was at a very high income level, who was willing to talk to me. Those are rare at my level. But anyway, one of you joined Strategic Coach. That's great. But that's if you're already making about at least $200,000 a year or so. Strategic Coach, and another one is EOS. It's also very good. I've read the EOS books. I've attended Strategic Coach. Was a member of Strategic Coach for about 3 years, and I kind of outgrew it. But it's awesome. So you need to do that. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So that's it. Let's go to the slides, shall we? Let's see here. Let's see. Hang on. Should I do this? Or I could try this. What does this look like? Ooh, I like this because I have a big ego and I look big on the screen. No, I like this better. Yeah, I like this better. Okay. So speaking statistically, this is the lifetime income of the typical Westerner, right? So the way it works is, can you see my mouse on the screen? You should be able to. Oh, you can. Awesome. See, this is right here is when you start out in the workforce, age 18, age 22 or 23. If you go to college, don't go to college. But if you went to college because your mommy told you to, okay, fine. You start here, okay, and you make nothing, right? You start from zero. Everyone starts somewhere. I started here when I was about 15 years old. I went to work when I was 15 because I wanted money. I was born into a poor family, and I knew my parents wouldn't give me any money, so I had to go make my own money. So I started working hardcore in high school every night and on weekends. Started doing that about 15. I've had some sort of income since I was 9 years old, again, because my parents were poor. And so, but it wasn't a full-time job. You can't work a full-time job at 19. But anyway, whenever this starts for you, okay, 18 to 23-ish, somewhere in there, God forbid with, Gen Zs and younger millennials and the economy the way it is and cultural collapse, sometimes this is 25, 27, sometimes even 30. We've all seen cases like that, haven't we? Great. I wish I lived in the United States. So anyway, you have this number here, and that starts when you enter the workforce. You start making money. So it's low. Do you make $1 billion on your first job? No. Do you make 6 figures in your first job? No. This is something millennials in particular have a problem with. I just started this job, and I'm not the manager yet. This is bullshit. So anyway, you start out at a low income level, which is fine, and that's normal. My first job, I've said this many times to many millennials who bitch and moan that they're not making six figures after 6 months on their first job. My first real job, now I had lots of jobs before this. My first real job was, let me bring this back up. I'm going to demonstrate something. Okay, I'm going to show you how this works. And I make a lot of money today, so this all worked for me. Okay, this was my first real job, 8 hours a day. I did data entry. This is in, let's see, 1991-ish, somewhere in there when I was a kid. I don't remember how old I was. 18, 19, I forget. Okay. Data entry for a large hospital. So imagine a little tiny classroom with little tiny desks like a classroom. Okay. There's about 10 people in the room. Okay. And they're all fat, overweight, old ladies and me. I'm the only one who was not a woman, only one who was not old, only one who wasn't fat. Okay. And so all these fat old ladies and me, I don't know why I was the only one there, but whatever. Maybe because I had computer skills. I don't know. And this was my job. Okay. So imagine a stack of papers here, big stack of papers, and imagine a 10 key, the number pad on your keyboard, separate right here. Okay. And a computer screen. So this was my job. I did this 8 hours a day. You ready? Here it is. This is what I did. 8 hours a day at night. Wouldn't even look at the screen. You just read all these numbers where they go, this is back in the day before they had computer technology was a little lower. So when you had to go to the hospital, you had a hospital ID card, like a credit card, and those raised numbers, and they take that chook machine they used to use with Visa cards, and it would be on a form. And so I would enter in membership codes all day long. I got paid minimum wage, and it sucked. But I didn't say, this is bullshit. I'm not doing this. I'm going to stay home and go on Netflix. We didn't have Netflix. I'm going to stay home and watch TV and watch videotapes of Indiana Jones. This is before culture started to suck, so movies were good back then. This is bullshit. I didn't do that. I also didn't say, how come I'm not the manager right now? I'm so much smarter than these people. Fuck these people. I'm just going to quit. I'm going to go bitch to my boss. I didn't do that. You know what I did? You know what I thought? In a year or two, I won't be doing this. I'll be doing something else. I'll have my own business soon. So I'm just going to sit through this shit, get my bills paid, and get more experience and rise. That's what I thought. So that is the attitude of someone who makes a lot of money or will. If the attitude is, I'm not doing this, is bullshit, or why am I not the manager? So that would be Gen Z and millennial. And I hate to pick on you guys. I am from Generation X. We completely suck too. So I've bashed my own generation a lot. You weren't around when I did this, but trust me, I have bashed my own generation a shitload. I have certainly bashed the baby boomers. They are one of the worst, probably the worst generation in modern history. So look, I bash everybody. So don't take this shit personally, but statistically it's accurate. The millennials go to work and they go, how come I'm not the boss? And the Gen Z, and this is not an exaggeration, I know plenty of people like this, and I've spoken to people like this. Why do I have to work? I got to work? That's not fair. You should just pay my rent. Why do I got to work? Okay, so if you have either of those two attitudes, you're fucked. You'll never make this kind of money. You just won't. It's literally impossible to rejigger your brain a little bit. You have to have some humility. I can't believe I'm the one saying that, but you do. You have to be humble about this stuff. You have to start from shit. Let me give you a really quick example. I'm going a little off topic, but not really. Many years ago, I want to say 15, 20 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, I was a certain state. I want to say Wisconsin. I don't remember the state. The governor came up with this great idea. He said, I'm going to make sure that everyone has a job. Okay. I'm a communist. So I'm going to make sure everyone has a job. The government of Wisconsin, or wherever state it was, is just going to hand you a job. No interview, no job interview, no resume. We just instantly hire you. Yeah, we don't care who you are. We're going to hire you because I want zero unemployment. So they implemented this program, and they found that a bunch of people, they got a whole bunch of homeless people and poor people to come in and do jobs. And I forget the number, something like 87, 88% of them quit within a few weeks. They quit. And they went back to being homeless or, having no money, and right? So the news crews went out and interviewed these people, these poor people who quit these free jobs. It was a job. They were getting paid money. And they said, you had a job. Yeah. Well, why'd you quit? They were paying, were they not paying you? Oh, they're paying me. Were you able to pay your bills and oh yeah, paying my bills was great. Well, why'd you quit your job? You know what these people would say? Invariably, they'd say something like, you know what my job was? My job, I remember this one woman, my job was there was a big box of buttons, buttons you put on your shirt, and they're all different colors. And my job was to separate the buttons into proper colors into proper boxes. So green colors in this, red colors in that, blue color. That was my job. 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Excuse me, I'm not doing that. Okay, so a lot of poor people and a lot of you have this attitude about, I shouldn't have to do that. I'm perfect. I should be perfect on day one. And what's funny is the news media left or right? They're left. So the news media agreed with you. Oh, that's terrible. You're right. And so these same newscasters would go to the governor, the left-wing governor, and say, what do you say about all these people? You gave them horrible jobs. Why didn't you give them CEO positions and senior vice president positions? These poor people with no experience. Why not? And even the left-wing governor was like, look, your first job you're not going to make shit. I'm sorry. Your first job sucks, right? And he asked the journalist, was your first job really cool? And the journalist, no, it's terrible. Yeah, that's how it works. Your first job sucks. So you have to have that attitude. That's an attitudinal thing, okay? All right. Don't discount what I just said. Some of you are going to say, yeah. Can you get to the good stuff? Fuck you. Listen to what I just said. There is a decent percentage of you watching this either right now or on the replay. I would venture to guess 20 to 25% of you. This is the modern collapsing era in which we live. Have that attitude. I shouldn't have to do this. I'm not going to work. This is bullshit. Some kind of attitude, Gen Z attitude of why should I have to work, or millennial attitude, I'm not working unless I'm the CEO or the manager. Okay? There's a bunch of you that have this attitude. And nothing I can show you, nothing anyone can show you will help you if you have that attitude. You need to shut the fuck up and get through the turds to get to the good stuff. I had to do it. Every person who's live on this call who makes the income levels around what I make, 6 figures or 7 figures, had to do that as well. We all had to start with shit. Now, some of us had to start earlier than others. That's true. But that's a lifestyle choice you made back in your teenage years or 20s. That does not do with this. Okay? Don't discount this. There's another percentage of you, by the way. I'm really harping on this, aren't I? There's another percentage of you who have some of this. You're not as bad as like, this is bullshit. You're not as bad as those guys. But you've got some that's like, well, man, this seems like a lot of work. I don't know. I mean, I like making money, and I'll start my own business. I don't mind working. I'll work, but this seems like a lot of work. Great. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. If that's your attitude, make your $85,000 a year. Stick with that. Fine. But let me say for the record, if that's all you want to do with your life is make $85,000, location independent through your own business, not a job, that's fine with me. You're in my cool book. If that's what you want, that's fine. Now, if you want to make $20,000 a year, no. If you want to make $85,000 a year, but you want a job, no. Now you're fucked. But if you want to make $85,000 a year, no more, through your own location-dependent business like we teach, location-dependent, okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that at all. I have a problem with if you do anything lower than that. Then I have a problem. Cool. Okay, let's get back to the slide here. What the fuck was I talking about? There we go. So what happens is at this point right here, your income goes up. So when you get your first job and you don't quit because it's bullshit, you stick with it, your income goes up pretty fast. Every year, I remember going through this in my 20s, before I started my business, every job I got, I made more and more, much more money. Sometimes 50% more, 30% more, sometimes 90% more. Your income rises pretty quick because when you start low, your income rises pretty quick. Then you hit a plateau. This plateau can be anywhere from age 35 to 40, early 40s, depending on the person, depending on a lot of factors. And then when you hit this, it's a plateau, and it goes like this for the rest of your life. You get, cost of goods, you get inflation raises, cost of living raises. You get your 2% raise because you work for a big corporation. They say, here you go. Good job, Joe. You busted your ass for 50 hours a week for 50 weeks a year. We're going to give you a 2% raise because we love you. God, I'm glad I own a job. Oh, my God. So anyway, you go through this process, and it's a big fucking slog from hell. And you make a little more and a little more, but you're not making that much more. Then you hit here at retirement age. So most people, not everybody, but most people, statistically speaking, when you hit retirement age, does your income go up or go down? Oh, it goes way down. Now, if you're wealthy and you have assets, then it goes up. But if you're the typical human being, 90, the exact number I believe is 96%. My God, 96% of Westerners, when they hit age of retirement, have no money or essentially no money. So here's the thing: is I believe that is the correct number. 96% of people in the Western world, including America, where 60% of Americans could not get their hands on $1,000 cash in an emergency. Insanity. By the way, that is I published articles about this, it was 20%, 20 some odd percent of Americans who make more than $100,000 a year can't get $1,000 in a case of emergency. Anyway, your income goes down and then you're fucked. So that's the income curve of the typical person. Make sense? Now I'm going to show you the income curve that I had starting from age 18 to now at age 51. And this is typical of people who make 6 or 7 figures. So what people think, before I share that slide, what people think is that income just goes up in a linear fashion. It just goes, no, that is not how that shit works. Let me show you how it works. So this is my income curve. I have things called scaling events. Let me explain what that means. So first, I started my own. This is when I had a job. Okay, started at age 16. Started my full-time company when I was 24. How old was I? I started my business when I was 21 or 22, but it was part-time on the side, just like I recommend to you guys. I went full-time with that company, yes, when I was 24 in 1996. I'm an old man. So I started my business. I started doing computer consulting. And so when I started that business, I made a little more money, but not much. It sucked. And I had some trouble. Talk about this in my books, okay? Then I decided to focus on marketing, and I rejiggered the way in which I charged my clients. And that was what's called a scaling event. By making a few key decisions, my income suddenly shot up like that. Boom! I went, wow, I'm a business genius. Woo! And I started making a lot of money. I was making $100,000 a year in 1990s dollars by the time I was 27 years old. By the way, that is with no high school diploma and no college degree. I never went to college. I did not drop out of high school, but I did not get my degree, or my diploma, I should say, because I was 2 credits short because my grades were too bad. My grades in high school, my GPA was 1.1. That's a D plus or D minus. Not a D minus. That's a D minus. D minus GPA. You know why? I was too busy reading business books. I said, this high school stuff is crap. I'm not going to use any bullshit. Teach me some business shit. Well, Caleb, learning trinomials is very important. And learning, the number of cilia on a bacilli in your body, that's very important information, Caleb. So great. So anyway, once I reached that point, then my income plateaued again. And I tried a few things, they didn't work. And I went, well, this sucks. And then I tried something new. I tried doing joint ventures with other consultants in my niche to get large numbers of large-scale clients by taking very little effort. And guess what happened to my income? Boom, went up again. Holy shit. Wow, this was awesome. Started making a lot of money for me at the time. Okay. I said, this is perfect. I expected this to keep going up forever. I'm going to be a billionaire. Woo! I was still a young man back then. And it didn't. Instead, it just kind of plateaued again. I'm like, well, this is stupid. Sucks. So then I tried something else. I tried a few things, didn't work. I tried something else, didn't work, tried something else. So then I tried licensing my sales letters and my sales processes to other consultants and things like that. Guess what happened? Boom, income went up again. Woohoo! Awesome. I said, man, I'm good to go now. I'm set. I'm going to be a multi-trillionaire. Woohoo! And guess what happened? Plateaued again. Like, God damn, I'm a loser. What's going on here? So then I went online and started a business called Black Dragon back in 2009. Started teaching online dating advice for men. And I said, oh, this is a cute, fun little business. This will make me a few $100 a month. That's fine. Started selling ebooks and little baby coaching services, but I kind of, leaned into ebooks and things like that. And guess what happened? Boom, took off. Oh my God, that business started paying my bills. Even though I was making 6 figures for my consulting, started paying my house payments, started paying all my utilities. I'm like, whoa, this is great. In addition to the money I was already making, it was great. I said, wow, I'm going to be an internet mogul like Gary Vee. Woohoo! And then what happened? Oh, plateaued again. What the fuck? What happened here? So then I converted. I tried a few things. Didn't work. Tried a few more things. Didn't work. Tried a few things. Kind of worked. Not really. Crap. So then I tried something new. I said, why don't I sell video courses? Let me try that. Maybe that'll work. And let's try so. Oh my God, boom. I made, I've talked about this before. I made $242,000 net. That is net income after expenses in my pocket in 1 week. The first time I launched a course back in 2018. Not bad. Okay. And I went, wow, okay, now fuck ebooks. I'm selling courses now. This is great. So I started selling courses and then my income plateaued again. I went, what? And then now this goes off the edge of the page. There's things I've done since then. This right here is 2018. This is now 2023. So I've had this same pattern where I stagnate for a while and I get frustrated. I go, God, it sucks. Then I try something new. Oh my God. And this keeps happening. This is how it works. Now, here's the important part of this. I don't know if you can see these little lines. You can. Cool. These little lines are things I tried that did not work. So down here, I try something. This is going to make me more money. This will be awesome. I'm going to make so much money. It'll be great. And it didn't work. Sometimes I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of my time, make no money. Sometimes I remember particularly up here, I would do like marketing campaigns, spend thousands of dollars, which was a lot of money for me back then, and would make zero. I'd lose it all. I remember back around here, computer consulting days, where I wanted to start doing seminars, paid seminars, live seminars, because I did a lot of public speaking back then. And I wanted to sell out a room of like 50 people and charge them like $197 for a day-long seminar on how to leverage technology in your business. Okay, that was a hot topic back in the 90s, or whenever the hell I did this, early 2000s, I forget. And I did a mailing of companies. So I bought the names, I hired a mailing house, we sent out letters. It cost me $3,500, which back then was like, oh my God, this is so much money. Oh my God, $3,500, oh my God. But you know what? Hey, if I sell even 50% of that room, I'm going to make $50,000. Who gives a shit? And sold the seminar. 2 people signed up. I had to cancel the seminar. I lost it all. I remember going, oh, heart palpitations. But instead of saying, this is bullshit, consulting doesn't work, I'm just going to go back and get a job, which is what a lot of you do, and some of you will do. You're going to say, you're going to try something. A lot of you guys, when I talk about set your own Alpha 2.0 business, finding a niche, you know what your biggest concern is? A lot of you say, well, what if I pick the wrong niche? What if I waste 4 months of my time? Yeah, you might do that unless you join the 9-day business builder program. Then we'll make sure you don't do that. We'll make sure you make money. But yes, you could do that. That could happen, bro. Guess what? That's part of being a business owner. You try shit that doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work. You try something else, it doesn't work, try something else, and then boom, right here, something fucking works. And you're like, whoa, oh my God, it works. So then guess what you do then? You keep doing that. You double down on what works. And eventually, that's when you see these plateaus here. Eventually, what works stops working. So up here, was it here? Yeah. When I started selling ebooks here, ebooks were much more profitable 10 years ago than they were now. You can still make money selling ebooks. You can. There are guys that do it. I still sell ebooks. But courses are more profitable. Okay? So I'm not going to sit there and sell ebooks for the rest of my life. That's not going to work. You have to change. Courses, video courses, the nature in which you can sell courses has changed today. Okay? So it's not like I'm going to sell video courses the rest of my life either. We do things now called coaching programs, which is where we interact. We actually work with you. Real human beings work with you to achieve your objectives, like set up a business, scale your income, things like that. I have 4 coaching programs. I have UMS, Unchained Man Society, my Alpha 2.0 company. Then a Sovereign CEO, I have 3. I have the Founder's Sanctum, monthly program. You get a bunch of coaching calls, some of them with me. Then we have the 90-day Business Builder, okay, where we actually make you money within 90 days for a new business, even if you're starting from zero. Then we have the 500K Business Accelerator, which gets you to the 500K level or beyond. We've had guys make 7 figures that program. Okay, so we have 4 of them. So these would not have existed if ebooks or whatever had worked forever. Make sense? Okay. All right. Hope that makes sense. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I will get back to you. We'll do Q&A. All right. Here's a few key differences, and I'm going to go into detail on some of these things, and I'm going to pull off and do different slides. The key differences between the $85,000 a year level. Oh, now I can feel the AC. It feels so good. And the $500,000 level, which is where I consider, high income. What is income between $85,000 and $499,000? I don't know what that would call. Decent income. Let's call that decent income. $500K to 1.5 or 2 is high income. And then I would say post $3 million is ultra high income. I would say something like that. Okay. All right. So here are the key differences between I want to make $85,000 a year. I want to make $500K a year or more. $500K plus. That includes those of you who want to make 7 figures. Okay. By the way, really quick, we talk about this in Q&A. 7 figures is very doable. Hint, hint. It's very doable. It's not hard. You might think $1 million a year. Yes, if you make $20,000 a year right now, your brain's not going to comprehend that. But trust me, it's not that hard. If you make $20,000 a year right now, get to 85K first, and then decide. Okay. Hang on one moment. I have to multitask. Oh, it's my wife saying she misses me. She's so cute. Okay. She's back in Dubai packing. Okay. First thing. Now, these are listed in no particular order. These are all critical. Okay. They're numbered, but they're listed in no particular order. I want you to understand that. Cool. All right. You must want it bad enough to sacrifice other things you want. Some of you want to get married. Not a good idea if you're on this journey. If you're already there, fine. I was already there when I got married. But those of you who know my history, I was unmarried and single for 10 years after my divorce in 2007. I didn't do what most guys do and go, I'm divorced, boo-hoo. I'll find a new girl and get one nice for her and move in with her now. That's what most men do. And then they fuck up their lives. Okay, I didn't do that. I said, okay, I'm waiting a long time to do this because I got shit to do. I got to build my infrastructure, build my empire. Once you're making that level, fine, go ahead. You have to, some of you guys like playing video games. I've said this before. I have not played a video game at all. I've been playing video games my entire life. I have played video games since most of you watching this have been alive, and that's a literal statement. I was playing video games back in 1981. Space Invaders, Pac-Man. It was the shit. It was awesome. Loved it. I miss playing video games. Alien Isolation is fucking the shit. That game is so goddamn good. Civilization 5, holy shit. I didn't finish Pillars of Eternity 2. I played it, but I didn't finish it. Oh, every once in a while I think, oh man, I want to play that. I have work to do though, no. So I haven't played a video game since I left the USA, 2021. I don't think I played a video game in 2020, maybe 2020. So I played a video game, 2020. I haven't played a video game at all in 3 years. And I like playing video games. You have to want it bad enough to sacrifice something else you want, whatever that is. Some of you want to be ripped, gigantic bodybuilders, and you want to work out 3 times a day in the gym, and you can work out. I work out. Do I look like a ripped bodybuilder? No. You have to sacrifice other things you want. If you're like, well, I can't, then you won't. You can make $85,000 a year without a lot of sacrifice. It's not a big deal. That isn't a big deal. $500K or more, it's going to take time and effort and energy. You have to prioritize it, or it won't happen. And again, if you say it's not worth it, fine, make your 85K location dependent. That's okay. Perfectly fine with me. Ultra high income must be a must. I learned this from, of all people, Tony Robbins in the 90s. And he talked about what are the traits of high income people? There were like 4 or 5 traits that you could all find that they all shared in common. And one of them that really stuck with me was you have to make high income a must. Not like, boy, it'd be cool if I made $20,000 a month. That'd be cool. No, that's not a must. I must make $20,000 a month or I'm going to die. That's how strong it has to be for you. And I have fears. The only fear I have, I'm a pretty fearless person. I'm a pretty confident guy. But the only fear I have, and it's a real fear I have, is being old and having no money. I've talked about this before. I've been honest, open about this on podcasts and things. That's my big fear. Because when I was in high school, I would go to fast food restaurants. There's a place in the Pacific Northwest called Burgerville. You guys probably know what that is, but it's called Burgerville. It's like Burger King. And me and my friend Frank, when I was a senior, junior in high school, we go there every day, and I order the same 2 double cheeseburgers and a hot fudge sundae. When you're 18, you can eat like shit and look good. I did. Can't do that anymore. I'm 51 now. But anyway, and the woman in the little slot giving us our food was this old lady, and I was horrified. It's like she's lived her whole life. She's gone through all the trials and tribulations of her life to work at fucking Burgerville. I used to work with guys when I was a young man, when I was in my 20s as a consultant. I work with other consultants, other computer consultants, computer technician type guys, small business owners, guys who own like computer shops and shit like that. And I remember talking to a guy, good friend of mine, good guy, really like this guy a lot. He was 50. So I was 25, he was 50, he was double my age. And he was saying, I don't have any money. If I can't pay my rent, I'm out on the street. Me and my wife are out on the street. I don't have any money. So I have to make money every month to pay my bills. And I'm sitting there thinking, he's 50. He has worked 30 years. He has worked longer than I've been alive. And he has no money? To be 50 years old and have no money? And I went, that's horrifying. So that's a big fear I have. So that's why for me, high income is a must. Also, I have things for my Alpha Male 2.0 stuff about not being normal. I talk about this in my Alpha Male 2.0 content. If you do the live webinar I do in 2 days, we'll talk more about that. Normal sucks. Normal's terrible today. In the 1950s, normal was pretty good. Normal was pretty good. 1952, pretty good. Today, you're fucked. Economically, psychically, in terms of all the depression and mental health problems people have now, sexually, okay, you're fucked, and not in the good way. So I have that too. So you have to make this a must. However you need to make that work for you. It can't be, well, that'd be nice. It's not good. This level of commitment is not going to be, well, that'd be nice. You have to want it bad. It has to be a must. I must have this. I made a decision. If you read my book, The Unchained Man, new version coming soon. You can order the new version now. And you got like another week deadline on that. I made a decision when I was 9 years old because I watched how my parents lived. And I went, I'm not doing this when I'm an adult. I don't know how to do it, but I'm not doing this. I wrote about that in my book, one of my primary books, The Unchained Man. So I made that solid decision with me when I was 9, 10, and I just kept reinforcing that every 10 years. Okay. Time management skills must be good. So you could get $85,000 a year in your own business with average time management ability. You can. You can. I've seen guys do it. You don't need to be a time management fucking nerd from hell like me. But you want to make this level of income? Guess what? You have to be good at time management. Not perfect, not a time management maniac where I time everything I do. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm a time management consultant by trade. You don't have to be at my level, but your time management needs to be good. That means you have specific benchmarks. You set every 90 days, specific goals. You plan your week. You plan your day. Okay? You have to do this. You have very specific techniques on how to bunch your time, manage your time, outsourcing, all those things. You have to have that as a skill set. If you don't, you develop that skill ASAP. That is not optional if you want to make this kind of money. You got to get very, very, very good at managing your time. Not perfect, not time management consultant level, but good. I said they're good. I didn't say perfect or amazing or Superman. Good. If your time management is average or sucks, you got to improve it. And the good news is, and we have some resources at my stuff. You go to store@calebjones.com. We have a time management course there, a little baby one. It's not that hard. Time management is not that complicated. You just got to do it. You got to do it. You got to make time for it. I sit down and plan out my week once a week, every week. And there are times, especially in the last few days, I've been traveling. I'm going through a lot of transitions right now, both my business and my personal life. It's a long thing. My wife, we're getting an apartment in the United States. That's why I was in the United States 2 weeks ago. And so we're moving stuff around. It's chaos right now. And it'll be chaos for about 2 months. A lot of business transitions. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to sit down. Like, I don't want to take 2 hours and plan my week. Fuck that. I got shit to do. I had to force myself to say, no, I have to sit down and plan at least the next few days. Force myself to do it because I know time management is required. Okay. You need to know how to hire and manage people to a degree. If you're one of these people who says, I want to hire people, that's bullshit. I want to manage people, that's bullshit. You're not going to make this kind of money. You can make, I'll be really honest with you. You could make $200K. You can get to $200K a year, maybe a little beyond that, without knowing how to manage or hire people. Not really. You will hire people like people on Upwork and people to help you, but you don't need any actual managerial skills. You really don't. We're not talking about $200K, are we? We're talking about $500K or more. You have to learn how to manage and hire people. Now, the good news is, if you're smart, like I was, you can hire someone like Billy in the Unchained Business Podcast. You've seen her many times. She's also in our program. Some of you know her. You can hire someone like that, and she can do a lot of that for you to a degree. You still have to manage the person. So you can hire someone to manage your staff and hire people. You still have to manage that person, and you'll still be involved those other people. You still need these managerial skills, okay? And again, just like time management, is a mandatory skill. Cool? Cool. Okay. Someone said Dan Coe makes 5 figures by himself. He does not. He has help. He doesn't do 100% by himself. Another guy is Justin Welsh. He talks about being by himself, but he's not by himself. He has people who helps him. He doesn't do literally everything, Dan Coe. He doesn't. Okay. Focus on cash, not followers. I have discussed this many times before. I'm just going to run through this really quick. And if you're under the age of about 35, maybe even 40, this is going to be hard for you because you were trained in a world where what matters are followers. So I'm not going to pay attention to someone on YouTube or Instagram unless I see he or she has lots of followers. Otherwise, why would I listen to him? I have talked about this. There are people, I can't talk about sexual topics because we're sovereign CEO here. We're trying to be professional. There are people in my life who are my friends who are female and have literally millions of Instagram followers. Millions. And there's more than one. I personally know people, men included, who have millions of Instagram followers, hundreds of thousands or hundreds of thousands of YouTube followers, hundreds of thousands of TikTok followers, and they don't make shit for money. They don't make shit. Or they make a little. They have a trickle of income, and they're constantly bitching about how they need more money. And okay, just because someone has a lot of followers does not mean they know what they're doing. Does not mean they're making money. Does not mean they're successful financially. On the flip side, I know several people like this, but I have one guy in particular in my head here. Makes strong 7-figure income. He has 2,400 YouTube followers. On my largest YouTube channel, I have 10,000 or 11,000 followers. I'm not going to tell you what I make, but you can guess. It's a lot. I have 10,000 followers. And I will regularly have people say, this guy only has 10,000 followers. He doesn't know anything. Focus on how much money you make from those followers, not the number of followers. You can structure a business. We have a very small number of followers and a lot of income. That, by the way, is exactly what I have. This is now my opinion. I'm not giving you technique, what I'm about to say. This is my opinion. In my opinion, I've said this many times, I'm very honest about this. I do not want to be famous. I want to be as least famous as possible to hit my financial objectives. I have a very specific financial objective. There's 2 or 3 of them that I want. I want to be as least famous as possible to hit those objectives. I am the opposite of Andrew Tate. I do not want to be popular. I don't want people to know me. I'm the opposite of like Grant Cardone, Andrew Tate, that ilk. I don't want people to know me. I don't want to be famous. I already get stopped at airports now. Oh my God, you're Caleb Jones. And it's okay. And if you see me, that's fine. That's okay. But I don't want that all day fucking long. I know famous people. And they bitch about this all the time, including the ones who want this. Okay? So that's my objective. Now, if you want to be famous, great, go be famous. That's awesome. But if you want to be famous, focus on the income, not just the fame. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to go down the wrong path. There are a lot of guys on the internet in the entrepreneurial space who are on the internet trying to build internet companies, and they're totally focused on followers and subscribers and viewers and clicks. And no, focus on how much money you're making. I make a lot more money than a hell of a lot of people I know who have much bigger social media followings than I do. Because I focus on cash, not followers. Here's a hint. You ready? I don't give a fuck about how many followers I have. I don't care. What I care about is how much money in my pocket I make per month. That's what I care about. And yes, followers is one of many factors in there. Sure, it's a factor. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I would love to do this and not be famous at all. If there's a way I could do this, I can't. That's not how this works. I have to be public through the internet, which is fine. Okay. Can't have a screwed up personal life. So let me explain this. Many of you have fucked up female lives, dating lives, relationship lives. It's all fucked up. You're having all kinds of drama and problems with your wife or your girlfriend or your dating life, or the opposite, you're an incel, you can't get laid, you hate women because you consume too much red pill and black pill content. Okay? Some of you are alcoholics. Some of you have drug problems. I've spoken to many of you. Or some of you in my programs. And I love you guys. I have a thing with food. So I get it. I get it. Okay? Some of you have really severe fucked up family problems. You live with your mother and she's a nightmare from hell. And because you're a big pussy, you won't move out. You think you gotta take care of your mom even though she verbally abuses you every day. Some of you have this. Some of you, not many, but there's a few of you, have severe chronic health conditions. You're going through stuff right now. And maybe they're not your fault. Some of them are your fault. So some of you guys, it's just not your fault. It's a genetic thing. I understand. It's extraordinarily difficult to get to this income level when you have a completely fucked up personal life. Now, again, you can get to 85,000, 100,000, probably 200,000, maybe 250, maybe, and have a fucked up personal life, maybe. Beyond that, no. Sorry. Now, but Caleb, Elon Musk is a billionaire and he has a horrible, fucked up personal life. And yes, once you're there, you can fuck it up. Sure, once you make $1 billion, go be as fucked up as you want. I think that's even worse. I think it's worse. To be a billionaire or high income guy and then fuck up your life is even worse. I'd rather you fuck up your life and you have no money. We could go on top. That's off topic on that. But anyway, I'm not. But getting from the 85K to the 500, from zero to the money, and you got a fucked up personal life, your odds are really low. Your odds are good if you're like personal. Now, that doesn't mean your personal life has to be amazing like mine is. My personal life is fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. So you have to have amazing personal life. You just have to have a neutral, even keel personal life. One that is not a detriment to you. Okay. Here's another one. You have horrible finance. Well, that might not qualify. I want to skip that one. So to be clear, it's not doesn't be perfect. It can't be screwed up. All right. So if you have a screwed up personal life right now, I would advise you to address that first. Clean that shit up first, then go for this. Go for the big money. Keep going for the 85K if you're not there. Don't stop that. You can get to 85K and have a screwed up personal life. There are plenty of guys I know who make around 85K who have fucked up personal life. Yes. Fucked up. A lot of guys on the internet, in the pickup artist space, red pill space, fucked up personal lives. And they make, some money. They don't make what I make, but they make, they make 85K, 60K, 100K, 120K. That's fine. Okay. Hardcore marketing. I'm not going to go into detail about this because that's a topic in and of itself. Marketing is the most important function of your business at any income level. When you're if you want to get to the 500K or more, you have to become an expert marketer. Even if you hire people to do marketing for you, I have several people who do my marketing. You still have to be very well versed in what works and what doesn't. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be good. Okay. And if you have this, not as many people have this as they used to, but some people have this thing about marketing is wrong. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people do have this. Marketing is wrong means you're a liar. Marketing is wrong means you're a scammer. I'm not going to go on YouTube and market. People might say bad things about me. If you have that in your head, this isn't going to work. You got to be out there marketing the fuck out of your stuff. Right now, in my online company, right this second today as I record this, Sovereign CEO and Alpha Male 2.0, we have 1, 2, 3 promotions all going at the same time. We're promoting the 500K Business Accelerator program. Enrollment closes next week. We're promoting the advanced copy of my revised Unchained Man book with a course that's just $97, which is 30 lessons, which I've never done in my life. Enrollment for that closes next week. We're promoting that. We just started promoting yesterday our Get Residency in Dubai, our UAE service, where you actually come to Dubai in November, and we give you residency and we give you a corporation. And you literally leave with your residency card in your hand and your corporation in your hand in November. We're marketing that right now. There's an early bird thing. It gets more expensive the longer you wait. Okay. So we're doing 3 promotions right now. I'm doing 3 webinars this week. This is one. I'm doing one on the Unchained Man, Alpha Male 2.0 on Wednesday. I'm doing one on Dubai on Thursday. So do I have any internal angst about, I don't want to market too much? No, I don't. By the way, you can market like me. You can market a way where you give away free content that's really good. I've been doing this on the internet since 2009. And Gary Vee talked about this starting in 2012. Whatever, jab, right hook, his whole book. You give people lots of cool content that is actually helpful. Give them helpful content, give them helpful content, give them helpful content, sell. Give them helpful content, give them helpful content, sell. Now, what you don't want to do is sell. People will say, fuck you, right? And I would too. If you're giving helpful content, and I subscribe to people's mailing lists and YouTube channels who sell me stuff all the time, but they're giving me valuable content. I don't care. It's fine. So if you have an issue with this, you can follow that model that I follow, which I've been following successfully since 2009, back when I was selling dating material for men. Content, sell. Content. Now, you don't want to do, some guys do the opposite. Content. Maybe I make a little money from YouTube ad revenue. Stupid. No. You want to do that either. That's the other extreme. So I'm just saying, this is something you need to be mentally comfortable with, and you have to be good at it and hit it fucking hard. And if you don't want to do that hard, stick with 85K. Perfectly fine. Okay, this is big. You must sell what your niche wants, not what you want. Now, you can make some money selling what you want. Some. You can make 50K, something like that. Okay? But you're going to have to get to the point. If you want to get to these income levels, you're going to have to start listening to your audience and give them what they want, which may not be exactly what you want to give them. Okay. If my content was completely 100% what I wanted to sell to you, it'd be a little different. There'd be some similarities, but there'd be some strong differences. I'm not going to go into detail what those are. That's a long topic. But the point is, I'm here to provide you what I know you want and some of what I want to give you. It's a combination of what I want to give you and what I know you want from me. But it's a combination. There are a lot of small, and I mean small, business owners, little guys who make $20,000 a year, $50,000 a year, little tiny companies. All they sell is what they want to sell, and they don't want to compromise on their whatever the fuck. Great. If that's you, stick with your 85K. It's going to be hard even to get to 85K. Can we talk about niching? Okay. So you have to focus on this and not be all hung up about, no, I think people need this. I've given examples of guys who come to me with niches. Caleb, I found a niche. This is my favorite one because 3 different guys have come to me with this now. I found a niche. I'm a fitness guy, so I want to teach gamers how to lose weight. Is that a good niche, Caleb? Do gamers give a fuck about losing weight? No, that's a terrible niche. What a terrible idea. Now, what is that person doing? He's taking what he wants to give people and he's shoving it in their face. You're a fat gamer. You need to lose weight, man. I'm going to sell you some stuff on how to do that. Yeah. No, that's not how business works. The way business works is you find an existing niche with an existing problem and you help solve that problem. A problem that niche has, not a problem you think they have. We talk a lot about that in the 9-Day Business Builder. We have 5-6 weeks on nothing but that to get you a perfect niche so you can be making money within 12 weeks, excuse me. So you've got to just release the ego a little bit. And again, I can't believe I'm the one saying that to you, but it's true. You know what I'd like to do all day? This is true. I've said this before. I'd like to write fantasy fiction all day long. That'd be great. I'd love to just type on my keyboard, go out in Dubai. I'd still be in Dubai because I don't like paying taxes. Sit on the balcony, have my beautiful wife sitting next to me with her bikini on, right? And just put up my laptop and just write novels. Oh, that'd be so fun. I'm going to do that too in a few years. Wouldn't make any money, so I don't do that. I do that for fun. When I have time, which is rare. I write comic books instead. I write short stories instead. Okay. I sell what I know the market needs and something that I also enjoy. Now, it's not like I hate talking about this stuff. I like talking about these things. So it's not like I hate talking about this stuff. I do. Again, it's a combination of what I want to give you and what I know you want. I put those together and I hand it to you as a package. That's what you have to do if you want to make this big income. Where's my mouse? There it is. Internal locus of control, not external. I'm going to do an entire set of slides on that in a minute. So I'm going to skip past this and do that in a second. Number 10. What does that say? Do me a favor if you're out live on this call. Type in the chat what number 10 says. Do me a favor. I just need a few of you to say this. I need to see it. So I'll wait a sec. Just type in what that says. And if you want to type a variation of it, you can too. You want to be creative? Go ahead. See if you guys get creative in the comments, in the chat. What does number 10 say? I'll wait a sec. Because I'm directing this directly toward you millennials. I see 2. Fucking patience. Fucking patience. Patience. Fucking patience. You're not going to make this money tomorrow. And so many young people, when I say young, it's under the age of 35, fucking a chick named Patience. Okay, great. Good job, Castle. Fucking patience. Fucking patience. Mofo patience. Patience. Okay, D is being an asshole. Expect results as soon as possible. Fuck you. Space-time is being very polite. Please have patience. Great. Diego says, I love you. Thank you very much. I love you too. Patience. All right. I went through that chart with you earlier. That took several years of my life. Now, let me give you an opposite way of doing this. I don't want to put all this work and wait and get the money in 10 years. Now, it won't take you 10 years. First of all, here's a few things. 2 things. Number 1, you can make the time window much shorter if you get good coaching and good help. I did this. We have many coaching programs. If you don't like my coaching programs, there are other coaching programs on the internet. They're not as good, but there are other coaching programs you can use that are perfectly fine. So if you get help, you can shave this off. I just hired. Here's the thing. I've said this before. I buy everything I sell. I buy ebooks. I bought many. I have purchased video courses. I have been in part of coaching programs, including Strategic Coach, which is a lot more expensive than anything I sell. Okay, I just hired, so I sell coaching, I buy coaching. I sell courses, I buy courses. I walk my talk. I just hired a coach. I'm not going to give his name. One of the best business people in the world. He does coaching like for fun because he doesn't need any money. He cost me $11,000 for several phone calls over 3 months. And they're like 40-minute long phone calls. So something like, I forget how much he's charging per hour. A lot of goddamn money. Why did I do that? Because I know I can shave the time off to hit my goals. He makes a lot more than me. I want to make what he makes. I don't even need to make what he makes. I need to make a percentage of what he makes. Fortunately for me. So that's number one, is you can shave the time down by getting help. Reading books on guys who've done it. Alex Hormozi is there right there, guys. He's right there. Alex Hormozi gives his shit away for free because he doesn't care. Now, Alex Hormozi doesn't apply to a lot of you. Okay, he's talking about, and he's not the alpha tubular business model I teach. So I'm giving caveats here. But anyway, there's a lot of resources, number one. Number two, let me give you an example. And I talked about this over my woman stuff, my dating material for men. Let's say it takes you 10 years to get to this income level. Now, maybe it won't. It shouldn't. If you get a lot of help, it won't take you 10 years. Let's say it takes you 10 years to get to $500,000 a year. Now, some of you want $1 million or $2 million. That's great. I'm trying to be nice. $500,000 a year. It's going to take you 10 years from today to get to $500,000 a year. You're like, well, 10 years? But wait a second. Hang on. Whoa, wait a minute. Take your current age and get your age in your head right now. How old are you right now? How old are you? Think about that. Get that number in your head. Okay. Now. Add 10 years to that number. So now you're that age and you now make $500,000 a year, location dependent, for the rest of your life. Is that a good deal? Yes. Statistically, you're going to live way past age 80. Life expectancy is 79 for people who are 79 today. So by the time you get to 79, it's going to be 80, 90, 100. Unless you get drunk every day and eat whatever you want. That's your decision. But statistically speaking, you're going to live a long time. So you add 10 years, now you're making $500,000 a year or more, location dependent, because that's all I teach, okay, for the rest of your life. Is that a good deal? Is that a good ROI? Yeah. What if it was 15 years? Same deal. God forbid, what if it was 20? It's not going to be 20. Let's say it's 20. Is that still a good deal? Yeah. Or wait 10 years and make what you're making now. You moron? That's a terrible idea, right? Okay? Get this? Cool? Okay, so start thinking in terms of this. It's okay if it takes a few years. And here's the other thing, last thing. If it takes you 10 years to make 500,000, and it won't, it takes you 10 years, you're not going to make zero in year 1 and 0 in year 2 and 0 in year 3 and 0 all the way year 9 and make 0 year 9 and then year 10 you're making 500,000. No. I showed you the chart. You're going to make more and more money every year. You'll be making 100,000, then 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. You know what? 250,000 a year is pretty damn good. That's 20,000 a month. That's pretty good. You can make a dent with 20,000 a month. I felt really good. I felt so good when I hit 240K a year. It's $20,000 a month. Imagine making 20,000 a month. Pretty good. Not bad. Now it's not 500K. It ain't that, but it's good. 20,000 a month's good. I think you'll be okay in 20,000 a month unless you're a moron. You get monogamous, get married, you get divorced, it takes half your money. Don't do that stupid shit. But yeah, right. Okay. I'm going to circle back now to item number 9. How are we doing on time? Oh my God, I have really talked a long time. Okay, hang on. I'm going to buzz through this really quick. I've been going longer than I should. I'm a bad little boy. So hang on. I'm going to show you a different slide here. Hang on. Please hold. Let's see. What I'm about to show you is something I have never talked about outside of my paid content, my paid courses, my paid programs. This is hardcore shit. If you get this, it's going to change your life. I have shown this to people in my paid content, and they said, holy shit, Caleb, this is literally the best thing you ever taught. I'm not kidding. This will change your life. Get ready. Here we go right now. Okay, hang on. Get this. Zones of control. You have 3 zones in your life, okay? You have the zone of concern of things that concern you, but things you have no control over. Then you have the zone of influence. These are things you can influence, but you have no control over, no direct control. And there are things you can control. Give you some examples. What you eat for breakfast. Is that zone of concern, zone of influence, or zone of control? Zone of control. Unless you're traveling or something, even then, right? That's zone of control. Here's the next thing. What your girlfriend or wife does on Friday at 1 p.m. when you're not around. Is that zone of concern, zone of influence, or zone of control? It is zone of influence. You can influence her, but can you control her like a robot? Like so many of you Andrew Tate worshipers wish you could do? No. She's going to do whatever the hell she wants. You have influence over her. You could say, please don't do this. I want you to do that. Right? Right? I'll divorce you if you do this. Right? You can, yeah, there's influence, but you don't have control. Let's see. The tax rate you're going to pay as an American with Joe Biden as president later this year. Zone of concern, zone of influence, zone of control. Which is that? Zone of concern. You're concerned about it. You can't do shit about that. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what you say on Twitter. I don't care what protests you go to. I'll give you a better one. Whether or not Trump becomes elected next year in the United States. Zone of concern, zone of influence, zone of control. Now, if you are brainwashed, if you have societal programming, if you're irrational, you're going to say it's zone of influence. And you're wrong. You have literally, it's zone of concern. You have absolutely, you yourself have absolutely 100% no control whatsoever or even influence. Oh, when that Trump gets elected next year. Yes, I do. I can go vote. Didn't you guys try that last time? Look what happened. You morons. No. So everything in your life is zone of concern, zone of influence, or zone of control. Those are the three differences. Do you understand? You with me so far? Okay. Everything in your life, everything falls in one of these three rings. Okay? Now, when you are outcome dependent, when you are a stressed, psychotic motherfucker like most people in the Western world, most people in the modern era, this is what your circle looks like. Your day-to-day experience in terms of what you do and what you think about. Everything is here in zone of concern. Oh, Trump. Oh, these left-wingers. Oh, these feminists. Oh, my God. Oh, my boss. My asshole boss. Oh, my fucking roommate. My fucking roommate leaves shit on the... Oh, the taxes. That's you. And that's that blue. And your zone of control is teeny, teeny, tiny, and your zone of influence is really tiny. This is the path to unhappiness. This is the path to low income. This is the path to depression. This is the path to an early death. And this is unfortunately a lot of you. It's unfortunate. A lot of you in my audience are like this. And I try to snap you out of it. You don't want to hear it. Oh my God, Caleb. Andrew Tate's out of jail now. Yay! Zone of concern. Do you control whether Andrew Tate is out of jail or in jail? No. Is Andrew Tate being in or out of jail have any actual change in your life whatsoever? No. I'm not saying I like or dislike Andrew Tate. It has nothing to do with this. I'm saying I don't care because I don't give a shit about zone of concern. Now, let me show you what my circle looks like. And this is the circle I'm going to show you if you want to get the high income. Looks a little different. That's my circle. Outcome independence. I talked about this on Alpha 2.0 content. So my circle is this. Most of the shit in my life is in my direct control. Direct control. I don't have a job. I have a business that I control. So the income I make is not up to some boss. It's up to me. I control my income. My taxes are not up to Joe Biden. I don't live in the United States anymore. So my taxes are, guess what? Up to me. I control my taxes. You live in the United States, UK, Canada, Australia. Do you control your taxes? No, your taxes are out here in the blue. My taxes are here. I pay less than 5% of my total tax on my income. I make a lot of money. Okay. Then, if it's not in my control, it's in my influence. I have a small group of people in my life, and I keep it very small on purpose because I can influence a small group of people. Can I influence 10,000 people? Not really. I mean, maybe a little bit. Maybe I have some influence on my audience, sure. But I keep my inner circle very tight, and I have great influence over my wife, my other friends in my life, people on my team and my company who I work with. I have a team I work with, my companies. I have several teams. I have great influence over them. Can I control them? Can I control Billy like a marionette? No, but I have influence over her. And frankly, at someone at her level, she has influence over me as well. That's okay. This is how I'm able to make that kind of money. This is also why I'm happy all the goddamn time. I control everything I'm doing. I have massive control and massive influence. Zone of concern, you see how little this is? How often have I said I don't care about politics? I don't care about the Western world collapsing. I don't care about the war in Ukraine. I don't care about Biden or Trump. I don't give a shit about Andrew Tate. I don't care. And the reason, and because I don't care, I'm happier than most of you, or at least a lot of you. A lot of you are happy. A lot of you are following my models. That's great. A lot of you are all worked up about whether or not Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis or RFK, right? Andrew Tate, right? You're the guys who send me the emails. Hey, Caleb, a year ago, or what do you think about the Canada trucker protest? Isn't that great? This is you're in that circle. You're in. Let's see. You're here. I'm not here. I'm here. This is where you want to be. I'm going to point to it. This is where you want to be. Now, if you are hardcore Mr. Zone of Concern, it's going to take you some time to rejigger your brain. But this is what you need. You need to have an internal, what's called locus of control. Locus means the catalyst. Everything in my life is an outgrowth of me. My income, my taxes, my personal life, my family life, my sex life, my Five Flags life. Everything is because of me, because I've done it. My weight, including things that are negative. My weight is all because it's not because of someone else. I can't blame my mom for that. It's me, right? It's all me. Everything. I teach a concept I have for years called everything in my life is my fault. Everything in your life is your fault. And if you mean to say, that's not true, my boss, then you have the wrong circle. You have this. Okay? You can't be here if you want to make that kind of money. You can't. You can't. Okay? Got it? Core. Zone of concern, zone of influence, zone of control. Screenshot this if you need to. Everything in your life falls in one of those three. And unhappiness is in here. Hardcore happiness and success is here. And moderate happiness and success is here. All right? I mean, ideally, let me see here. Ideally, you want this to be even bigger and have this zone of influence a little smaller, maybe half the size. So zone of control is massive. Zone of influence is, okay. And zone of concern is microscopic. Awesome. So this may not be to scale. Cool? All right. This will change your life if you understand this. Get this in your head. Okay. One more thing. Then we'll go to Q&A. Hang on. Please hold. I have too many tabs. That's the bane of my existence, are tabs. Hang on. I'm going to show you something really quick. I'm going to burn through this really quick, and then we'll get to Q&A. Cool? Cool. Okay, hang on. We have a program called the 500K Business Accelerator, where you work with me one-on-one coaches. This is group stuff. This is one-on-one coaching with me and a portfolio of about, 9 different specialist coaches over the course of an entire year. This program is open for enrollment now, just for about 7 more days. I believe the deadline is July 10th or 11th, whatever that timer says. Okay, let me show you what you get with this if you join. We've been doing this for 4 years now. We have had guys go from moderate income to 6 figures. We've had people go from having a job, by the end of the program, they've quit their job, they have their own business by the end of the year. We have had at least 2 people that I'm aware of. I think another 2 that I've confirmed. I think 4 that have got to 7 figures in this program. We've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now under different names, and we've improved it every time. This program works. We have people going through this right now. We go through 4 phases with you. I have a curriculum, and it's a modifiable curriculum based on whether you have your own business or you don't have your own business. If you want to build your own business, you can join this program. We'll help you build it faster than 9-Day Business Builder because it's one-on-one. Or if you have your own business, we can modify it or expand it or scale it. It's usually about 60-40. So people without their own business and with their business in this program. We have 4 phases. We optimize your body, your mind, your environment, and time management. We get you at a baseline. Got to get you to a baseline first before we get into the core stuff of actually how to expand your income. If you're getting no sleep, if your testosterone sucks, if you're not drinking enough water, there's only so much money you can make. Just the way it goes. Phase 2 is marketing. We get you out there, and we either get you or other things out, depending on paid or free marketing, and we get you clients and customers so you start making money immediately, as fast as we can. Phase 3 is scaling, where we're taking your marketing efforts and we scale them out so you make even more money. And there's phase 4 called CEO, which is how you manage the infrastructure. Okay, that's the phase that I'm in. I'm managing infrastructure now. I'm also scaling, so I'll scale forever until I'm 54. Okay, here's what you get when you join. It's a flat fee for an entire year, and you get this: 26 one-on-one coaching sessions with our coaches, Billy included. We have business coaches. We have time management coaches. We have Billy really should be here. We're going to do another webinar with her and me, where she's going to go through all the coaches. She manages all the coaches, and I don't. We have lifestyle coaches, mindfulness coaches, meditation coaches. We have 5 Flags coaches. We have, I'm forgetting all of them. Sorry, I do a lot of things that I'm not. Billy manages the program, I don't. 26 one-on-one coaching sessions, an hour long, spread out over the year. You can have as much as you want. You have 1 a week. You can have 8 in a month and then take the next month off. It's designed around you. It's 100% customizable. You get an additional 4 coaching sessions plus more with me. So guaranteed at least 4 are going to be with me. Okay. And you also get an accountability meeting. That's with Jeff once a month for a year, where you set benchmarks for 30 days or 90 days, and Jeff holds you accountable. Some of you know Jeff. He's awesome. You get those on top of the one-on-ones. You also get access into our base camp, similar to 9-Day Business Builder guys. And you get your own group, your own membership page of all the other guys in the program in this 500K Accelerator program. You'll learn things from other guys in the program you'll never learn from us. And that way, we can help you out with your to-do items. You can ask questions, round-the-clock support. You also get on top of that an entire 5 Flag strategy session with me. And that one can go more than an hour. I mean, I go through all your finances, your business, the infrastructure you want to set up. If you want to set up LLCs, if you want to move to another country, residencies, we cover all that. This is an all-encompassing program. Business, personal, time management, 5 Flags, investing, we cover all this stuff. Okay? You also get immediate access to the Unchained Man Society. That's normally $100 a month. That's free for you for a year. We just give you access to that. So you're in that program as well. That's added free for this. Round-the-clock support from my staff, including Jeff and Billy. You ask questions whenever you want through Basecamp. You also get, as soon as you sign up, every course, every mini course, and every ebook or book I have ever designed. I have about 8 books. I have about 15 mini courses. I have about 8 or 9 courses. It's about $15,000 worth of stuff, $13,000 somewhere in there. You get that all as soon as you sign up. It's yours. Everything, $13,000. There's the big list full of stuff. You get it all immediately, including my woman stuff. If you don't want my woman stuff, you don't have to have it. We give you everything because I want you to have all the materials. So that way, when I'm coaching, I do this with guys in the program now. I just talked to someone yesterday who was in this program. He's actually in Dubai, lives in Romania. We were talking about he's developing a consulting practice. And I immediately said, well, so what you need to do is, actually, you have the course, the consultant course, because that's one of my courses. So just go to lesson da-da-da and just go there. He's like, yeah, perfect. Because I want you to have all the materials. Okay? Throughout the year, you are a member. If I release any new books, courses, or mini courses, or paid webinars, you get those free instantly. We just send it to you free. We just send it to you. It's free. So not only get everything up until now, everything over the course of the year is also free. You don't have to buy anything. It's all yours free. Access all my dating books if you want, optional. You also get a consultation with one of the 2 testosterone doctors that I personally work with. That's either Dr. Wingy or Dr. Fowler. Full consultation with him. He can give you he can do blood workup. We want your testosterone to optimize this program. If you are a woman, you can join this program. Same deal. We get your estrogen, progesterone signed up. We have had women in these programs. If you are a girl, you can join this program. We do not care. This is not alpha male 2, it's a sovereign CEO. You know what's funny is, and Billy will be happy to tell you this when we do a webinar next. When we have women in this program, they kick ass. They do great. They do better, as good as the best men in the group. They just do. They do really well. Next. This is huge. You get an international tax session with one of my international tax attorneys. There's one tax attorney for the United States and one tax attorney for non-Americans. There's Bruce or Vincenzo. And he does a full workup on this. Costs hundreds of dollars if you buy this yourself. We pay for it. And he goes through your entire tax structure and tells you how you can save money on taxes, either 5 flags or non-5 flags. That's also a part of the program. You also get the Kolbe A test, and you also get the Myers-Briggs corporate version. You get those immediately. So your Kolbe style, I am an 8733, and your MBTI, I am an INTJ. I'm extreme INTJ. You get those tests, corporate structures immediately as soon as you sign up. Immediately. And then we do a get-together. We just did one early this year in Las Vegas. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun in Las Vegas. We got a lot of fun in Las Vegas. We do at least once a year. Billy wants to do more. We might do 2. Get together with me, Billy, and the whole team and everyone in the group. We meet somewhere, probably United States. We kind of take a vote and say, where would you guys like to meet? We go there. Okay? Valid until July 11th, 2023. This program is somewhat expensive. It is more than $10,000. The exact price depends on, you get a lot of discounts. If you've had courses from me before, if you've been parts of our coaching programs before, there's a lot of discounts you can get. You schedule a call, you'll talk to either Matthew or myself, and we can go through the pricing structure. It's several $1,000s. It's not cheap, but it is tax deductible. You can write this whole thing off your taxes. Please check with your accountant. We can only take on a certain number of guys. That's why we got to close this on July 11th. So that's, what is that? What's the timer saying? Hang on. And if you have questions, I'll answer the Q&A. 7 days left to sign up for this, or at least to get your call scheduled. You got to get your call scheduled for 7 days. If you schedule a call a few days out, that's okay. That's all right. I'm not going to, nitpick that. What do I want to say about that? 500k.io. 500k. I'll put it in the chat. 500k.io. That's where you want to do it. Networking. 500k.io. If the link, I noticed I'm in Paraguay. That link doesn't work. You have to do the raw link. I'll put in the raw link here. And if you're watching the replay, I'll put the raw link in the description below. Come on, baby. There we go. That's the raw link. It's alphamail20.com. alphamail20.kartra.com/page/AEM42. But 500k.io will bring in there. We have had guys and a few women transform their entire lives in this program. We've done this for 4 or 5 years now. I've seen insane shit. There are at least 2 guys on this live call who have been through versions of this program. And they'll tell you, the shit works. If you work it, you have to do the work. Works. This is the highest, this is the only way also in which I one-on-one coach with anybody. You cannot hire me for one-on-one coaching. I get emails all the time. Can I hire you for an hour? No. I'm too busy. I make too much money. I'm sorry. I would lose too much money by giving you an hour. This is the only way in which I can coach people. You get 4 plus the 5 flags plus something. You get 6 coaching sessions with me. And if you want to do those right up front, you can do them right up front. This is totally customizable on how you want to do this. You want the first 4 sessions to be right up front, that's fine. And the rest for the rest of the year, the other people, that's fine. We have a whole curriculum for you based on whether you have a business or not. Okay? All right. Let's do Q&A. So if you have questions, go ahead and type them in the chatty chat, and I'm going to take a drink of water. Hang on. My plastic water bottle that I'm forced to use in Paraguay. I should get a glass one, shouldn't I? But then it comes out of plastic bottles. So it's a problem in Paraguay. I can't optimize my health in Paraguay like I can in Dubai, but yeah, it's good. All right, let me, I'll take this off the screen for the moment, but I'll put it back because I'm marketing. I'm rewinding up to the top here of the questions in case I missed any. Do I think OnlyFans management is a good location-dependent business, or do you think it's too saturated? It's pretty saturated, but you could pull it off. It's pretty saturated, yeah. And now there's a lot of distrust. A lot of women, a lot of these OnlyFans get guys, I'll manage your OnlyFans, and they're like, fuck you. So like 2 or 3 years ago, that was a good place. Now they're suspicious. So, what's the best way to resource, you know what, hang on one second. Hang on one second. I need to check my schedule to make sure I don't have a hard out. How we do it on time? We're okay, good. What's the best way or resource to get market research on a niche? I want to sell marketing services to help plastic surgeons get more facelifts. LinkedIn. LinkedIn, and there's a website. I always forget the name. If any of you know it, you can put it in the chat. Jeff handles this thing. There's a website where you can pay. You can offer to pay people. You can ask people questions, and you pay them like $20. They answer it. Experts. I always forget the name of this website. I remember. If any of you know the name of the site, put it in the chat. You use that too. But LinkedIn. Contact 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 people on LinkedIn and ask them the question. What is your biggest problem? Caleb, a consulting question. How would you personally make consulting for equity work? I wouldn't do this. I would never consult for equity. I do and have consulted for a percentage of improvement. That's cool. Equity, the problem with equity this is my opinion, is that you have no control over the equity. Remember back to the zone of control? Do you control the stock price of that company? No. Even if they're doing what you're telling them, you got a lot of other factors involved that could kill that stock price and you get murdered on it. So I don't recommend this. I've never done it. I never will. Thoughts on niche offer. Niche, transportation logistics companies offer AI consulting to help said companies leverage AI tech to optimize route planning, fleet planning, and supply. Yes, if they have that problem. Yes, if you can convince them. I don't know if that's a big problem they have, but possibly. The niche is okay and the idea is okay. What is the minimum time to search for your niche? There is no minimum time. As soon as you find a niche with a real problem, go. Go. Do you say you have a book or course on time management? Yes. Store.calebjones.com. I think it's at the very bottom. Hang on. I screwed up my system here. A lot of you guys have comments. Hey, are any of these famous sales guys, Dan Lok, Grant Cardone, and Gary Vee, fake? They don't seem so to me, but I'm not experienced enough to notice that. Well, the people you listed, let's go through them. Dan Lok, Grant Cardone, and Gary Vee are real. I think Dan Lok is very corny. Dan Lok is the caricature of what a really poor person thinks a really rich person looks like. That's what Dan Lok looks like to me, with these red suits and standing in front of the private jet. Yes, I'm rich. I mean, it's just so corny, but he's real. He makes money. He teaches real shit, yes. Grant Cardone and Gary Vee are both real, yes. Someone's asking me how do you contact me? Do I coach? 500k.io, yes, but I'm expensive. Let's see here. I know it's ambiguous, but how much do you think you can grow in 2 years working 40 hours a week and starting from scratch? That is too ambiguous. In 2 years, if you start your own business and you work 40 hours a week and you follow all my advice, you can get to 6 figures in 2 years. No problem. I made around 40K in tax last year. It was brutal because I didn't have the process in place. Interested to hear more. Cool? Yeah, you need processes, you need SOPs, you need management, and you're at the level now where you probably need what they call an implementer. I have Billy. Now I'm moving in another guy named Osher. And so you're the visionary, you're the CEO, and they implement. You're at that level now. You need to do that. You don't. What you're doing is you're being the visionary and the implementer. You don't want to do that. You need to hire a COO to run your business for you. Really important. Really important. I need your real version of Alpha 2.0 now, the one you want to give. I don't understand. I give you my real version. Oh, this guy's talking about the gamer thing. I think some gamers probably want to lose weight. There's a lot of fat gamers, but not fat people are completely. Yeah, but that's still not a good niche. Find a niche where people have to lose weight. Women who are going to be in swimsuit competitions, they need to lose weight. Work with them. That's a hungry niche with a real problem. See the difference? Let's see. Can we use your pick time links for one-off coaching calls if you're not part of the program? Yeah, yes, but not with me. You can with Billy. Billy and our entire coaching staff, you can hire hourly. When I bring Billy on for the next webinar we do in a few days, she'll go through that. Yes, me, no. Because you'll notice I'm not in there. If I'm in there, they don't work. C'est unique. Do you always fly first class when you go to from Dubai? About 1/3 of the time. First class is very expensive, and I don't like spending money. I was raised poor, so I don't like spending money. But 1/3 of the time, what I do is I go on the plane. There's a whole technique to this. You go on the plane. First of all, and every airline is different, so you got to figure out your airline. I fly Emirates. It's one of the best airlines in the world. It's the Dubai airline. And I'm silver tier, so they kiss my ass a little bit because I fly so much. And I actually go up to the special desk in the airport, in certain airports, and I say, are there any free upgrades available on this flight? Usually they say no. Every once in a while they say, yeah, they just hand me a first class upgrade. It's like $6,000. They hand it to me for free. That happens. Or they'll say, no, but you could get it for $2,000. You want to pay $2,000 right now, or $1,500 right now, or $2,400 right now, we'll give it to you. And then you have a judgment call to make. What can I do? Now, if it's a 14-hour flight, $1,500 is worth it. Depending on how much money you make, $2,000 might be worth it for 14, 15 hours. So sometimes I'll do it. Now, that doesn't work. Then I'll do it on the plane. On the plane, I'll go to the stewardesses. You're not supposed to call them stewardess. Flight attendants. And I'll say, hey, are there any, can I upgrade to first class? Or when I say first class, business class. First class is real expensive. And sometimes they'll say no. Sometimes they'll say yes. Sometimes they'll say yes, but you got to pay us. That's what I do. Scaling question. Subcontracting is pricier for me as it's often at a higher per hour rate than hiring an employee. That doesn't make any sense. As they have relatively lower hourly rates, most subcontractors should I hire? No. And you're wrong. Then a good subcontractor won't be 40 hours a week. So your total amount per month you'd pay should be less. And that subcontractor expense should be a profit center for you. So if they cost you, whatever the number is, $4,000 a month, you should be able to make $8,000, $12,000 or more on their efforts, or she wouldn't do it. And you will. So no, if you follow the Alpha 2.0 business model, you never hire a single W-2 employee ever. I don't have any W-2 employees. I'm probably making a lot more money than you. I have all contractors, all of them. It was like 21 people. Can you talk about most profitable business you run is? Well, that's a complex question because I have another company I don't talk about publicly, so I can't talk about it because it's public. Come to one of my events, I talk about it a lot, where it's very profitable, and I only get paid once every 2 or 3 years. So you really can't compare that to this where I make money every month. So, and I do consulting, and so that's a complicated question. Can you please tell us your favorite brand of air filter and water filters? Air filter is the Allen, A-L-E-N, Breathe Smart. That is the top line air filter. I have 2 of them. Water filter, there is no good brand because if I gave you the one I use in Dubai, it won't be available in Dubai. Reverse osmosis water filter. Reverse osmosis. How do you handle having to cancel or reschedule coaching calls when you travel? For example, you have a flight that gets delayed and you get sick or something, or else it's been added. That's happened. Matter of fact, that happened 6 months ago. I had a flight that was moved. I had to cancel the whole thing. You just do it. You just say, hey, I really apologize. I'm sorry. This is something outside my control. I had a flight schedule of this. The airline sucks, and now they moved to this. That just happened to me a few months ago. I had to cancel a big group coaching session. You just make it work. And you're honest with people. Really sorry. I did my best. There's nothing I can do. So we'll schedule for this. Really apologize. That's it. You just do it. And people understand. And if 1 or 2 people go, fuck you, man, then fire them as a customer. People know things happen. People have canceled things on me because of travel. I understand. Don't be afraid to fire customers. I do it all the time. Being that selling physical products is low margin and requires employees, yes. Alpha 2.0 business is mostly service-based, correct? No. So are most 2.0 business selling courses and consulting info products? Most are, but you can do a products-based businesses under the Alpha 2.0 business model. You can. I don't like it for the reasons you just stated. So I tend to push people away from it. If you join the 90-day business builder program, which is always open now, 90daybizbuilder.com, We push you away. We don't allow you to sell hard products. We don't even let you because we need you making money in 90 days. We can't do that hard products. Can't do that with an ebook. So we push you away from that. But you can have an Alpha 2.0. I know many of them. Many people have this. Alpha 2.0 business selling hard products. You can. Just a lot of downsides. I agree with you. Does Dubai have a digital service tax and payments for an online program? No. Is it better than Paraguay? How do I find out about your Dubai program? Let me put the Dubai link in the chat. Hang on. Hang on. Let's see. I do not have a URL, a friendly URL for this yet, but I'm going to, let's see, post in here. Oh, I do have a friendly one. Sovereign CEO. I just pasted it in the chat. Sovereign. So if you're interested in the Dubai thing, sovereignCEO.io. I know it's hard to spell. Sorry. I'll put a link in the description below for the replay. sovereignCEO.io/DubaiGR. When you ask, is it better than Paraguay? That question is meaningless. Is this country better than that country? It depends what your objectives are. Taxes, women, lifestyle, cost of living, economy. It depends what your objectives are. Tell me what your objectives are and I can answer that. Any successful artists go through your program, is that doomed to fail? It's virtually doomed to fail. If you're a successful artist, put that aside and start another business in the artistic industry where you can render value. Art is value. I understand. You know what I mean. Working with other artists or something. Hi, I feel like an idiot. I have an interview later today as an account manager linking business to education, aged care, or health sectors. If I were smart, I'd just do something myself. Why am I dumb? You're not dumb. You're just not taking action and getting off your ass. You're not being dumb. You're being scared. That's a lot of you. You're not dumb. You're scared. Oh, I don't know. What if my business doesn't work? What if I quit my job and don't make any money? That's not dumb. That's fear. You plow through that shit. You'll never be happy having a job. Ever. 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 Long term. Thoughts about Trackman by Wickman. Love him and love the book. You should read it. You guys should read that book, Traction. Absolutely. Love it to death. We do a lot of those stuff. We do scorecard and everything. I just finished this other book called Rocket Fuel. Now that may not apply to most of you, but I just finished that book. Awesome. We're doing it. Great. You mentioned in the video you bought an iPhone for the camera capabilities. Yes, I finally broke down there. I got an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Is it also your daily carry phone? Not yet, but eventually. I'm in no rush to make that transition and learn a new system, but yes. Thoughts on Android versus iPhone for business productivity purposes? Guess what the answer is? There is no difference. It's whatever makes you more productive, whatever you prefer. There's no radical difference between the two. They're both good. And you can both customize both. So the Alpha 2.0, that wasn't edited to give what you want to know the audience wants. You said there were things you would change. I would talk about things like, here's what I meant. What I said, I would talk about things like philosophy, which is not going to help you. I would talk a little bit about politics, which is not going to help you. I would talk about a lot more woman topics that would not help most of you, that would help people at my level. And by the way, I will discuss these things when I'm 54. When I'm 54, I won't care how much money I make. I'm 51, I have 3 more years. So money is my priority. But when I'm 54, hopefully, if I hit my objectives, I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want. And some people go, what the fuck is Caleb talking about? And that is the correct response. And some of you go, this is great. And it won't help you. You'll just be a listig and jerk off. But that's what I was talking about. So it wouldn't be useful to you. It'd be interesting. It's very interesting. Go back and watch my video on listigs, low-income smart guys. I want to encourage more listigs. I want you to get off your ass and get to work. I don't want you to think more about, well, that's very interesting. Let's watch 15 more YouTube videos about that. That's a listing. What's the best way to host videos or materials that you want to keep for a membership-only audience? Something like Kartra or Kajabi or Teachable or Udemy. There's 4. Any one of those are good. Which response to those say you've sold out when you start asking for money? Sold out when you start asking for money. Oh, I went through that in the pickup artist world. So back in the day, 2008, 2007, I was a pickup artist guy in the pickup artist forums a long time ago. And I started selling ebooks. And there were a few pickup artists, as there always are. Oh, you're a fucking piece of shit now. You're a piece of shit. You're a liar because you're selling stuff now. We hate you. I said, okay. Guess who makes more money now? Guess who's happier now? I still remember those guys who said those things. And there's still one or two guys who say those things now. Guess who's happier? Guess who's making more money? Guess who has a better personal life? I don't care. Outcome independence. Hi, Caleb. How can I decide what to charge for one-off coaching session? And how do I increase that amount down the road? As much as your niche can afford. Charge on the high end. Charge high. And again, if you can help them get a real good result, you should be able to charge whatever you want. So charge high. And I also recommend you don't charge by the hour. I recommend you charge by the project. Come up with a packaged project that includes some coaching and some other things and attach a price to that. Stay away from the hourly model. How crucial is having a YouTube presence if you're not running paid traffic? Unfortunately, it's pretty crucial. You got to be on there, and I hate it. I like doing videos, but I hate YouTube. So you got to do it. If you're going to do internet content in any way, I'm sorry, you got to be on YouTube. And to Henry's question earlier, you have to be on every social media platform where your niche is. Now, if your niche is on TikTok, don't be on TikTok, but they are got to be on TikTok. You can't say, I hate TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I have 3 different TikTok channels. I got up to 30,000 followers before I got banned because TikTok sucks and I hate it, but I got to be there, so I do it. Again, I don't do these things based on what my personal opinion is. I do it based on what makes me money. When I'm at a point where I don't care about money in a few years, different story. I will delete all that shit. Or maybe I'll sell it. I don't know what I'll do, but I won't give a fuck at that point. Right now, I got to make money, so I got to be there. I'm resistant to doing one-on-one coaching because I want to leave my schedule open to create more content, expand my library. I need cash right now. Should I proceed? Yes. If you need cash right now, go ahead and do one-on-one coaching. But you're right. It's not a long-term business model. Yeah. I follow you since your MASF days. Oh, I just mentioned that. Cool, dude. Funny seeing you live. Your joy is infectious. Thanks for existing. You're welcome. I will thank my parents for having sex. My mom was a nun. Were you a big Diablo 2 fan? You know what's really funny? I have never played Diablo 2. I played Diablo 1. When I started my business in 1996, when I would get stressed out after doing a bunch of cold calls, I played Diablo 1. I played it for like an hour or two. And when my son came along, I had him play Diablo when he was like 6. He would oh, that was fun. That was the shit. Never played Diablo 2. I started playing it for a few minutes and I'm busy. And so, yeah. Diablo's cool, yeah. Is IT consulting for private dental clinics good enough niche? Or should I specialize even more? ERP or cloud migration, something like that. You can always niche more, but that is pretty good. You should always niche more. You'll never say, should I stop niching here, Caleb? No, you can always go further. But that's fine. What you have is fine. It's not bad. Do you think YouTube is a primary source of your clients' SEO or blogs? No. Do you think YouTube is primary source of clients' SEO or blogs? Well, my mailing list is my primary source. It's not SEO. I would say it's a combination of blogs, YouTube, and random social media shit like Instagram. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. It's a combination of those. It's hard to say. It's another reason I hate social media. You can't get analytics. I hate it, but I'm there. I'm too scared to start. Any advice? Yes. Yes, I have advice. Here's my advice. What if you don't do it? Take your age, do the inverse of what I said earlier. Take your age, add 10. Whatever that is. Get that in your head. You got that in your head? So now you're that old, you haven't done shit. You still live your same goddamn life, your same money, and your same shit. Now how do you feel? See, that should scare you. The only difference between me and you and I are the same. And I'm talking not just to Brandon, but all you guys. Are you listening to me? Listen. The only difference between me and you is that I'm scared of not acting. You're scared of acting. That's the only difference. And I mean that literally. I've said this many times. There are those of you in my audience, many of you, who are smarter than me, who are better than me, who are more charismatic than me, or it's not all these things, one of these things. You're smarter than me, or you're better than I am, or you're more charismatic than I am, or you're better looking than I am, or you have better whatever than I do, and you will make you could make far more money than I'm making. I know this for a fact, but if you're scared, you'll never get there. I'm going to say that again. It's entirely possible you watching this right now could be making more money at this than me in your business than I am. I mean, I've seen guys, I have had a few of my students, I hate that word, followers, people who ended up making more money than me. Not very many. I'm thinking of like 2 guys. You can do it. You can surpass me. And you should. Good. Do so. Okay. Henry is making $2 million a year and he's in his 20s. I wasn't making $2 million when I was in my 20s. So Henry's already surpassed me if you adjust for age. There's a few of you, a lot of you can do this, but if you're scared, don't get there. You said we would be wrong to think we didn't have enough expertise to be a consultant, but wouldn't we need to be confident in our expertise to be sure we can provide valuable advice to your clients? No, you don't need to be confident. I'll use my dating example. When I was a divorced beta male dad, 10 years out of practice in 2007, going on first dates with pretty girls, do you think I had confidence with women? No, I had to pretend. I had to fake it. I had to pretend to be confident, and I wasn't. They're like, oh my gosh, she is so hot. She could never, why was she here? I mean, she'll never like me. That's what I was thinking. But outside, I was like, hey, how you doing? You can pretend. You don't need confidence. My very first consulting client, you think I had a lot of confidence? I started the same way you guys did. There was a point where I wasn't a consultant. I got my first client. You think I was really confident with my first client? Oh, I'm just going to kick ass here. No, I'm like, oh, shit. But I did it. Help them. Can you help them? Can you help them? Well, yeah, I can help them. That's it. Then you can be a consultant. Where do you host your videos, and do they charge per video per month? I use Kartra. They charge a monthly or annual fee. Teachable is less expensive, but Kartra does more. Is there a faster way to get first client than cold calls? Not really. No. How else would you get a client faster than that? No. Not that I know, unless I'm forgetting about something. When I'm your age, I must be like you, like me, but me, like you, banging fresh meat and making money myself. Great. One of these days, I'll join SMIC. It is now called UMS. We don't have SMIC anymore. We've upgraded it. It's UMS. It's better. Why did you stop posting your blog? Does it already generate traffic? It already generates traffic, and people don't read anymore because people are getting stupid. Western collapse. They watch videos now. At some point, enough of you have asked, I will circle back to my blog. The problem is, the reason I haven't done this is the blog, the only people the blog will make people very happy are people who already like me. If I'm trying to scale my business, putting a bunch of time and effort in my blog doesn't help me at all. It makes my existing customers a little happier, which is nice, and I will do it. But it will not bring a bunch of new people in because people don't read. Blogs can still work. I'm exaggerating slightly. So yes, I'll bring some in, but that's why. Any successful product review businesses go through your program, B2C any successful product review business go through your, I don't understand your question. You might rewrite that. What's your favorite brand of shampoo? I don't know, nor care. Have you ever played Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis? No, but I'm aware of the game. In my opinion, it's the best game of all time. My favorite game of all time is Baldur's Gate 2. My second favorite is Civilization 5. I'm aware of that game. My mom is a nun, such an oxymoron. I think that's the word. Your dad's Riz was biblical. My dad had a good game back then to get it, nail a nun. I mean, shit. Okay, some of you are making, if you're just making general comments, I'm not going to click your thing. I'm just clicking if you have a question. Could you talk a bit about digital transformation project? Huh? What are clients' consultants' responsibilities, what they do, and what part of the project others do? About digital transformation project? I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know what you're referring to. Sorry. I want to start sales consulting, but don't know anything about sales. How should I start? Well, then I don't know if I would do that. Why don't you consult on something you can help with? I would start consulting on something you know literally nothing about. I don't think that's a good idea. So I wouldn't recommend you do that. For marketing business, should I outsource the work as I don't know marketing? P.S. I don't know of any other niche to make money. Marketing is not a niche. Well, same thing, both you guys. If you want to hire people to implement the consulting for you, you can do that. So that's the exception to the rule. So you can be a consultant. I've done this, where you have no idea how to do it, but you hire people and they do it for you, and they're subcontractors. So you get the money from the client, you pay the subcontractors, you implement the client, make sure that the client's happy with the other people. You can do that, sure. A little more complex, but you can do it. It's fine. Sure. Sorry, off topic, but can you do more podcasts on Perseverance and Indiana Jones? They've murdered Indiana Jones. That movie looks awful, and based on everything I heard, it's terrible. I'm not going to see it. They murdered Luke Skywalker. They murdered Han Solo. They've murdered everybody. That's what they've done. They've gone through my childhood in the 80s, and they've systematically gone through and destroyed everything I loved. Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Indiana Jones, Predator, Terminator, James Bond. They've destroyed everything. Lord of the Rings. I just, Western collapse. And yes, I will do more podcasts on Perseverance. That's a good idea. Sure. What's your opinion on the future of niche sites that display ads for revenue? Like the model Fat Stacks John Dykstra teaches. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the future is. I think those will always work to some degree, but the nature of those sites will change. So the nature of how the ads work and how they interact with the reader will change, but I think they will always work. Advertising will always work, but the nature of advertising changes over time. Will you be my uncle? Yes, the fee is $120,000 US. And then learn to do a bit of it along the way. Yes, you can if you're outsourcing. That is fine. By B2C product review business, I mean something like a tech review channel that reviews iPhones or a musician review guitar product. Oh, I see. So, okay, I don't love those because those kind of businesses make money based on the platform that they're on. So if you review tech shit, 100% of your income comes from YouTube. YouTube ad revenue, AdSense. Do you want 100% of your income coming from YouTube? No, you do not. So I don't recommend those. Unless you're reviewing things and then that leads into what I said earlier, content, sell them something. Either sell them something on an affiliate basis, like something of mine or something of someone else's, or something of yours. So your main content is reviewing, but you sell them something that has nothing to do with YouTube or whoever's paying you. Then fine. Why will you retire at 54? I will never retire. That is not what I said. I will never retire. Retirement is stupid. I will keep working forever until I die. The difference when I turn 54 is I will not work for money. I will work to express myself in the marketplace and do whatever the fuck I feel like. I will still work. I won't work as much as I work now. My wife is patiently waiting for this day to come. But I just will not work for money. Right now I work for money. I'm here to make money. I'm here to grow and scale my company and make big money, big dollars. I have very big objectives. That's why I'm here. When I hit 54, hopefully, I will continue to work forever until I'm dead in the ground, until I'm 120. But I will not. But money will not be the metric. I'll use other metrics that are more important than money. But money comes first. That's why I'm not going to do fantasy novels now. They don't make any money. So money first, then I do it. How do you get information from your niche without coming across overly pesky? You will come across as pesky, outcome independence. You will be pesky. And they say, fuck off, then you fuck off and go on to the next one. Don't worry about that. What if people think I'm pesky? You're too outcome dependent. Shouldn't matter. Okay, I'll change it. Doesn't matter. Could you talk a bit about cloud migration project? Okay. What are consultants' responsibilities and what do they do? What part of the projects do others do? That is a very general question. You can do anything. You can assist them in an existing project they're doing. You can take over the entire project and do it for them and subcontract out the technical aspects. You can advise on them and recommend things that they do. So those are three options. You can do anything you want. As a consultant, you can do anything you want. It's up to you. Your auntie is single. She's 60. That's a little old for me. Unless she's 60, it looks like Raquel Welch when she was 60. I'm a fourth-year med student, over 250K in debt. Oh, med student. I was about to kill you. You're okay. 250K in debt. Okay. Yeah. Then not as, at least you're a med student. I want to follow Alpha 2.0 model. Would you quit in my shoes and follow your model and finish and get the degree? Well, I don't know how much more Well, I can only give you Caleb's opinion. I'm not going to give you an Alpha Male 2.0 Sovereign CEO answer. This is just Caleb's opinion. If I woke up in your shoes, I would immediately quit. But that's me. You might say, well, I'll ride this out. I'll get my medical degree, and then I'll do telemedicine as an Alpha Male 2.0 doctor. I have an entire YouTube video on Alpha Male 2.0 doctors. You should watch that. I think it's at the Sovereign CEO YouTube channel. I work with Alpha 2.0 doctors. They're great. But in my opinion, I get the fuck out. If I woke up, any of you guys currently going to college right now, Caleb, what would you do if you're me? I'd quit if I were you. But the problem is you're not me. So I'm just telling you what I would do. I'd get the fuck out and go start a business. We should minimize our news intake, right? Right. So hang on. Several years ago, I went through my phone where I watch YouTube stuff and my YouTube account that I used to watch videos. Hang on, someone's texting me here. I'm a popular guy today. Went through every channel that I was subscribed to that had anything to do with politics or news, unless it was business news or like financial news that I need to know about for my finances. And I either unsubscribed them, or more importantly, what I did is that thing where they said don't show on feed. So still subscribed. I could pull them up if I want to. Don't show on feed. I went through every fucking one. It took me like 20 minutes. No. 2 or 3 years ago. Now when I scroll through YouTube, I don't see anything about news. I don't see anything about politics. And it's great. It's wonderful. I did that when I moved out. You know what? I did that when I moved out of the United States. Because now I don't give a fuck. The United States is your problem if you live there. So correct. You should not. Correct. Can you tell us which news sources you use and how to take them in and how long you spend on it? Is the morning before you start working? Are you kidding? No, I don't look at the news before I start working. I don't want that negativity in my head. No, I work out and meditate and then I start working. I don't want the news in there. Fuck the news. No. Now, I don't have a set time where I need to check the news. You're addicted to the news. No, I don't ever look at the news. Sometimes it stumbles across me. I see it. I see something about Trump, or now it's RFK. Everyone's jizzing about RFK. Christ, you idiots. So no, there's no set time I do this. How do you consume news? Here's how I do it. You look at a left-wing source, a right-wing source, and if you can, a libertarian source. Or maybe you look at an American source and a non-American source. And a left-wing, right-wing. And then you look at all of them, and then you make your decisions based on what they all say. You don't look at one. You don't look at Fox News and make a decision. Stupid. You look at CNN, just CNN, and make a decision. Stupid. You don't look at just BBC and make a decision. Stupid. Look at the people who hate them, the other news sources so you look at a news source, you read the news article or whatever the fuck. Look at another news source that hates them, and you read their take on it. Then you read maybe something a little more neutral, like something outside the United States or Reason.com, which is libertarian, and you read what their take is on it. And then you assess all the information. And through the bullshit, you might get to the truth. Maybe. That's how I assess. What's a good onboarding process for someone who purchases a standalone course? Depends what the nature of the course is. If it's strictly a video course, there is no onboarding process. If it's a one-on-one course or a group coach, so 500K Business Accelerator is a one-on-one course. 90 Business Builder is a group course. It depends. Maybe you have an onboarding session. Maybe you have a form they fill out. It depends on the course. You're asking kind of a general question. Hi, Caleb. There are so many online businesses, trading, and investment scams out there. Yes. What are some tips to tell legit opportunities apart from the bullshit artists? Well, what I would do is do something on your own. Get advice and start your own business, and or people you already trust. So there are people I trust on the internet, and if they recommend something, I trust that. I recommend other companies. Vadim is on this call right now. Recommended his business. Last 2 weeks ago, some of you did the AI Bitcoin passive income thing. That thing's the shit. That thing's amazing. You can trust that because I know these guys. So that, or just set up your own business. Instead of buying into someone else's business, set up your own business and use advice from other people. That's what I did. Then trust isn't a factor. Caleb, I'm currently stuck in California. You're not stuck there. You can move tomorrow. Don't lie to me. But making progress now for 2.0 company. This content is a massive game changer. Thank you. You're very welcome. That's awesome. Get the fuck out of California. Don't make excuses. Get out of there. I'm going to say this again, guys. The only valid excuse is I can't move out of my state or my country. The only valid excuse. This is the only valid excuse. I have small children, not children who are in their 20s, 30s like me, not grown children. I have small children. I'm divorced from their mother, and the mother won't come with me, and I'll miss my children. It's the only excuse. If you don't have kids, you have no excuse. If you have grown kids to me, you have no excuse. If you are married and your wife is with you and you have kids together all together, you have no excuse. There are guys who move out of the country all the time with kids. We go through, in our Paraguay thing, we have guys with kids. No excuse. Sorry. None. Dude, doctor on your name would make online games so much easier. Would it? Yeah, but I don't lie. Your material is written for straight single men in their 20s, 30s, 40s who do not require monogamy. Not my material. No. My Alpha Male 2.0 content is written for that. My Sarvan CEO material is for anybody. Anyone who's ready to get the fuck out of the United States. Women, gay guys, lesbians, it's fine. What would you recommend for a single man who is straight, single, and does require monogamy? Reorient your brain so you don't require it because long-term monogamy does not work. You're still talking about your auntie. Let's see. In a cold call, how would you ask a client if they have any IT-related issues and not sound like an idiot? Why would that make you sound like an idiot? I have no idea why you think that would make you sound like an idiot. What are your biggest problems in the IT side of your business? We have no problems. Okay, thank you, click. Or they say, well, our biggest problem is this. And you go right in that conversation. You have minimalized your YouTube production, no cutting, etc. Correct. Thank God. I'm so much happier now. It's great. Do you have a negative effect in terms of views, likes, etc.? Guess what? I don't know because I don't even look at the numbers anymore. I don't look at the views. I don't look at the likes. I don't give a fuck. It's great. I do not. Again, my objective is not to be famous. I have to put out content so that new people who find me can look and see that I'm putting out content, and existing people who like me we can keep that relationship going like this. That's it. I don't put out content to get more for people to watch me and get more followers. I don't care. If you were in charge of Twitter, how would you address their data scraping problem? I'm not aware of which problem that is. Be more specific about what specific problem that is. I'm not aware of this. Again, I don't follow the news. Data scrape? They have a data scraping problem? I don't know. I don't even know about that. I've been following what Elon's been doing. Do you have any kids? What are they up to? Yes, I have 2 children. You can go to my Alpha Male 2.0 YouTube channel. You can see me interview both. My daughter Alyssa is 24. She lives in the United States with her boyfriend. She's working on moving to Sicily. That'll be probably a year or 2, though. My son Josh is 31. He follows this lifestyle. He has his own business. He is location dependent. He lives in Mexico. He spends a lot of time in Thailand, but he lives most of the time in Mexico. I'll be seeing him in August when I go to Mexico for about 6 weeks. And he's awesome. Haven't moved out of economy for me because I haven't set my mouth to a business yet, but work out. You can still move. I'm planning on checking out Guadalajara, Asuncion, and Cali for my next residence. Cool. Good. I'm here in Asuncion. It's great. I love Paraguay so much. I love it. But, it's not for everybody. I love Dubai, too, and some people don't like that. Do you think because of corporatism inflation that it'll be possible to have an Alpha 2.0 low-end billionaire in the future? As I just did a YouTube video talking about this, if you're a billionaire, you have to violate the Alpha 2.0 model. You will not be an Alpha 2. I mean, look at your financial model. You could be an Alpha 2.0 in your personal life and be a billionaire. I've never seen one yet, but in your business life, no, you have to violate the law. You have to build. If you're a billionaire, you have infrastructure. By the way, that is not my goal. I don't want to be a billionaire. I don't need to work that hard. I don't need that much money. There's some money I need, but not billionaire status. But if you guys if any of you want to be a billionaire, go fucking be a billionaire. Do it. If that's your goal, don't let me stop you. Go be a billionaire. That's great. You better get your ass to work. Everything we talked about a little bit ago. Does Dubai check background checks for residency and or tax services? You're absolutely right. I should live in California. Guess what? Dubai does no criminal background check. A lot of you guys say, oh shit, Dubai doesn't care. Why do you think I love Dubai? So they do not care. You don't even submit any of that stuff when you get Dubai residency. Kicks ass. I predict, I could be wrong about this. I predict that our Dubai residency program will be the most popular one, even though it's the most expensive. It's a little more expensive than the Paraguay one, but you save so much money on taxes and you get a corporation and there's no restrictions to it. And Dubai's a cooler place. And our Paraguay is very popular. We have another, we've done this the third time now, fourth? I forget. We have another 11 guys down now. I expected 2 or 3. We have 11, and this is the second or third time we've done this. For Paraguay, I think Dubai's going to be bigger. We'll see if I'm right. I don't know that. You sign up now, and you go in November. I'm giving you like 6 months advance, no, 4 months, 5 months advance notice. Because there's no restrictions. Dubai doesn't give a fuck. They want you to come in. That's one of the reasons I moved to Dubai. They want you to move in. They want foreigners there. They want people coming in. They want more corporations there because they're smart. Would you convert to Islam? No. If Dubai had a peasant revolt and the masses held your wealth hostage? No, because I follow 5 flags processes. I don't own any assets where I live. So if you follow 5 flags model I teach, you do not own any assets in your country B, excuse me, country A where you live. No assets where you live. I don't have any assets in Dubai. Other than, I have a checking account. So they can't hold my wealth hostage because none of it's in Dubai. Boom. Any thoughts on Malta as a flag or living flag? Not my favorite. There are better places, but it's fine. But there are lots better places. What are steps to obtain Dubai residency? Do you have a video on this? Yes. Go through my Sovereign CEO channel, type in Dubai residency, and I go through the whole process. Or go to, where is it? sovereignCEO.io/DubaiGR, and we'll do it for you. And we'll get you a corporation too. And we do tax seminars too. It's not just, we don't just give you residency, you get a lot of stuff. You can go look, go check it out. Thoughts on set residency in Uruguay. Uruguay is awesome. If I have time on this trip in Paraguay, this trip, I don't know if I will. I initially thought I would, but now I don't think I'm going to go over to Uruguay in a week or two and set that up so we can do a get res service in Uruguay. Of the 5, we service 4 countries, right? So we do in Sovereign CEO, we do Dubai, which is United Arab Emirates, Mexico, Paraguay, and Armenia. Okay. I want to add Uruguay. That's on the agenda for my company because I want 5. I want the top 5 residencies in the world. Uruguay is awesome. I just don't have any attorneys there I can recommend yet that we can work with. I need to nail that down first because we've already, so. What do you say about Malaysia? Tuning in from KL, Malaysia. What time is it there, dude? Are you like 2 a.m.? You're staying up late, bro. It's great. Love it. How do you handle your woman life while living in Dubai? Do you bring girls over? Ask me that question on the next webinar I do on Wednesday. I'm trying to keep this to business topics only. We're streaming on the Sovereign CEO YouTube channel as well as LinkedIn. I'm trying not to talk about sexual topics. This is a business presentation. So Wednesday, I'm doing another one of these. Ask me all the girl questions you want. I was so close to getting pre-approved for Paraguay, but my dumb record disqualified me very interested in Dubai. Dubai has no criminal background check of any kind. Come on in. They do not care. Paraguay cares because it's South America. South America cares. And I'm not saying Paraguay's bad. I'm here right now. I love Paraguay. But Paraguay's more complex. No idea how starting a business in Dubai works, but I assume you need to register on an address. Do you need an office there as an alternative? No. You don't need an address in Dubai to have a Dubai corporation. You see how awesome Dubai is, guys? I'm going to do a video on this. I'm doing a whole webinar on this on Thursday, whatever date that is, in 2 or 3 days. I'm going to go through the whole thing. No. Dubai's awesome. Hi, Alpha. Hi, Caleb. How can I pay for and send you super chats? It doesn't look like Google or YouTube allow it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't do super chats because I don't need $5. I think it's kind of pathetic for people who want super chats for people to pay them $5 and $10 and $1. I don't need your money. I just think that's so. Keep your money. If you want to give me money, buy something of mine so I can give you value. I believe in a value for value relationship. So, but thank you. You're a sweetheart. Love you. Related to the previous question, should we have a certain amount of money saved up before leaving the U.S. or just go abroad and leave instead of saving up more and consider the Philippines? Yes, I recommend you have $2,000 or $3,000 saved up minimum. And Philippines is great, very cheap. Women will love you there. Woo! So yeah, $2,000 or $3,000. I don't recommend you leave the country with no money. That's kind of dangerous. How do we dump all the world's criminals into Dubai? Huh? Does Armenia care about criminal background? Let me think a minute. No, they do not care either. That's more of a South America thing. That's a, Mexico thing, Paraguay thing, Panama thing. Anything in the Latin world, they're going to care. Armenia doesn't give a shit. Because Armenia have to pay them. You got to pay them $6,000. And they want their $6,000, so they don't care. Dubai, you don't have to pay them anything. Woohoo! You do have to pay Dubai to renew the corporation. That kind of sucks. It's once a year, it's a few $1,000. But if you're saving money on taxes, then who cares? But no, the answer is no. What do you think are some of the top opportunities today for Alpha 2.0 business for someone skilled in both marketing and software engineering? That is a very broad question. You have 10,000 different answers. Caleb, I'm good at marketing and software. What's an opportunity? There's 10,000 of them, dude. There's too many. Are you related to Ed Jewett from Boardwalk Empire? I don't even know who that is. Let's see. I will do, how long are we going here? Shit, I got to go. I'll do 2 or 3 more questions. Let me bring this back up. Hang on. Where's my, hang on. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Where's my 500K Business Accelerator thingy? Hang on. Did I close that tab? Was I dumb? Yeah, put in your questions in the chat, 2 or 3 more, and I got a vamonos. $500K.io. You've got 7 days left if you want to work with me one-on-one and my coaches and get everything I own for an entire year. You will make money in this program unless you do nothing. We always get 1 or 2 guys who just do nothing, and that's on you. This program works. This is the only one-on-one coaching program I have. Every other program I have involves group coaching. And there's, you can buy one-on-one coaching like as an add-on a little bit. This is like 35 one-on-one coaching sessions. One-on-one. That's why this works. Let's see. Questions. What countries do you recommend for folks who prefer to live in a colder climate? My daughter asks me that every fucking year. Dad, I hate the heat. I want to go somewhere cold. There is none. I mean, other than Russia. I know a guy who lives in Russia and he fucking loves it. But most of you aren't going to move to Russia, right? You go, Russia, ooh. So there is none. You don't want to go to Scandinavia, pay those taxes? Fuck you. Kill me. You don't want to go to Alaska. Alaska's in the U.S. You don't want to go to Canada. Canada's collapsing just like U.S. is. So all the cold countries are kind of shitty, unfortunately. I understand, though. I like cold, too. I'm getting used to heat now that I live in Dubai. Han Solo, Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, but Han Solo's the shit. Is it worth getting licensed while you're a white-collar professional? No. How will impact your income in the long run? I'll explain. I'm an engineer, but I have to work 6 more before I can apply for my license. All right, let me explain this. When you have your own business, no one gives a fuck about any licenses or certifications you have. No one cares. That is a job question. You have a job mentality. If you have a job and you want to go work for someone, then yes, you want certifications and college degrees and licenses. And yes, if you have your own business, no one gives a fuck. Well, Caleb, what if I need a license to work in that industry? Then guess what? Alpha Male 2.0 business model, one of the things is minimum number of requirements that is an unregulated industry. I would not start a business that requires me to have a license. I was a consultant. I am a consultant. I was a computer consultant. Today I'm a management consultant. I sell information online. I have another company in the healthcare industry. None of those require me to have any licenses. Only work in unregulated industries. You don't want the government up your ass telling you how to run your own business. So that's my answer. So the answer is a big fat no. I'm worried about my mom. She's extremely obese and needs to be transported from time to time. How would you navigate leaving the country? You need to go to my Sovereign CEO YouTube channel and search on the video, search the word family. And I have an entire video there on leaving your family. Because everyone says, what about my family? I have a whole video on that. Go watch it. My hair looks very funny in that video. You'll love it. I was doing it for Paraguay. I've cold called before, so I'm no stranger to busting down doors. Is researching niches simply calling up professionals and asking what the biggest problem is, or is there more to it? Well, first you have to identify the niche. So there is more to it. Step one is identify a niche. Find a narrow niche. Doctors, that's not a niche. Orthopedic surgeons nearing retirement, that's a niche. So first you identify a niche. Then step two is you call them up and ask that very narrow niche what their problem is. 2 steps. I'm hearing a lot of construction noises. Have you seen a successful educational course business for unproductive leisure activity like painting, fishing, or cinematography? Never. Which countries will let you set up a business without having to go there? Dubai, Armenia. Those are off the top of my head. When was the last time you cried? Sometimes there is power in being vulnerable. You can be vulnerable without crying. The last time I cried, let's see. I have cried. I've cried about 4 times as an adult. 4 or 5 times. When's the last time I cried? I don't think I remember. I can be vulnerable, not often. I can be vulnerable with certain people. I'm racking my brain. I don't remember the last time I cried. I do remember crying with a woman about 15 years ago. She said something very sweet and I cried. Oh, I remember now. I remember. My wife, Pink Firefly, would be so pissed if I didn't say this because she's like this. If she watches this, hi, sweetie, if you're watching, she'd be like, you better remember. So 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, when I had to leave her, she was going back to the United States. I was going back to Dubai. This is when we lived apart for about a year when I was making this transition. We're about to do that again too, not for a year, but I cried a little bit when I left her at the airport. I didn't go, but I did cry a little bit because I missed her. I'm like, I love you. And she was like, oh. So there you go. That's the last time I cried. Before that, I think I cried with a woman 15 years before that. And the last time I cried before that was when I watched Fellowship of the Ring back in 2001 when Boromir died, because that was a big moment for my childhood. So there you go. Let's see. Just kidding, buddy. I had the stupid idea to pursue a degree in psychology, neuroscience in my 20s. A lot of people did. It's called societal programming and do what your parents want and not do what makes sense. I didn't learn any real skills. What can I do now? 2 general questions. What do I do with my life, Caleb? That's 2 general questions. Here's what I think you should do. Start your own Alpha 2.0 business immediately. Get your income up to a few $1,000s a month that's location dependent so you can quit your job immediately. That's what you should do. And I have some other advice in your personal life, but we're trying to keep this business. All right, 1 or 2 other questions. I got to go. Did Paraguay tighten their residency requirements? No, they loosened them. You used to have to deposit $5,000 in a Paraguayan bank. You don't do that anymore. They've loosened them. They're awesome. Paraguay's the shit. You didn't cry. Your manly eye was just sweating. Correct. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go. 500k.io if you have any interest in this. This closes in about a week. I would love to work with you. I know for a fact I can help you if you're willing to put in the work. Billy can help you. Billy scales companies. Billy's amazing. Billy makes a lot of money. And we have a lot of their coaches who do very well. By the way, every coach in all of our programs, 500K Business Accelerator, I got to point correctly, and 90-Day Business Builder, follow these models. They all make more than $85,000 a year, and they're all location dependent. Some of them, many of them make 6 figures. Billy makes high 6 figures. Billy makes more money than the vast majority of you. If you want to join this program, and I'll say this one more time, if you have joined a program with ours in the past, or purchased courses in the past, you get big discounts off this program. Schedule your call if you have any interest. If it's not for you, that's fine. But you can schedule a call and tell the guy what you've done in the past. We can give you discounts. I'm really big on giving discounts. I need money. This program's kind of expensive because I got to pay the coaches, a bunch of other, there's infrastructure I got to pay for this, but a lot of discounts. And if you are interested in Dubai, 2 p.m. EST on Thursday, whatever date that is, 4th, 5th, 6th, July 6th, do an entire live thing on Dubai, how to get residency in Dubai, corporations in Dubai, all the questions. I'm going to handle that. On Wednesday in 24 to 48 hours, right? I'm doing a whole thing on the Unchained Man, developing an Alpha 2.0 lifestyle for you men in the audience or women who are interested in male topics. I'm doing 3 webinars this week. Never done this before. Just got a lot going on. All right. Take care, guys. Have fun.